Good morning, Bushwatchers. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. If anyone wants to come in and chat, feel free. I still don't have my chicken cam working, which I'm pretty pissed about. I forgot, and we have new ducks now. One duck hatched and one's in the middle of hatching, so it's pretty cool. The one duck I thought was trying to help the other duck pip because they pip first, and it takes like 2 to 3 days for them to get out of the shell. And the one got out first, and then obviously because like the duck lays an egg like every day, so they're like 1 to 2 days behind pipping and hatching. But I thought the one that had already hatched was trying to help the other one, but Joe was like, I was like, that's so cute, it's trying to help, but no, I think it's trying to eat its food because that's what I always thought the yolk was the duck, or the chicken, whatever, the yolk is the chicken or the yolk is the duck, but it's not. It's actually the egg, the white of the egg is actually the is where the veins start to grow, and then that's where it the chicken or the duck comes from, and then the yolk is actually their food. So once they can't come out of the hatchery for a few days because that's the other one I thought like help it get out of the shell, but Joe's like, no, it's just trying to eat its food. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not nice. I was like, I thought there was like one species that maybe like helped each other, and it was the duck, but apparently not. But it's so cute, and it listens to your voice. Like if it hears your voice, it comes right to the edge of the of of the incubator, and it turns a little cute little face. So once it gets up and running again, then you guys will get to see the ducks. It just keeps asking me for my proxy server, and Joe's like, you don't have a proxy server or something like that between the iPad and the computer because I know you guys are tired of staring at this picture. But I'm also like not the best right now yet at downloading like stuff. I have to download other pictures and put them up there. Um, Probably the skunk picture. That's the one that was shown. That's probably about as basic as I look. It's without makeup and probably sunburned and my hair a mess because I do live in the country, and that's the benefit of living in the country. You don't have to put on like fake eyelashes or do your makeup all the time or fix your hair. You just get to just like chill. And the nice thing about Joe is he thinks I'm just as cute like with myself that way than if I do makeup. So if you're gonna choose, if you don't have to put makeup on every day, I'm not gonna put makeup on every day. Just not. It's not good for your skin anyway. But it's just nice just to be able to be natural and just to be able to be myself. So I like that a lot. That's a very nice side to Joe. But maybe I do look better in person without makeup anyway. I'm not sure. Who knows? But I'm gonna play a part that Nitty talked about, and it's funny because the night before I got a text about it. Because I think one thing Nitty doesn't know about girls is they text you all kinds of stuff and they tell you like the gossip, and like if they're upset, it upsets you. And then I wasn't trying to come back ever. Like when I first started, it was just like pleasant, like Nitty was that, it wasn't getting it. It was like right back in the same situation I've been in before, which didn't cause a mental breakdown, but that's for another topic, but, they did not cause a mental breakdown. I'm sure they affected me as any kind of bullying does affect you, but, I decided, like, it's basically, like, the goalpost keeps changing, so they make a lie about you, and you try to defend it, but you realize by the time you're done trying to defend it, they don't prove what they said anyway, and they've already moved on because they know they can't, girls and guys, and, like, Nitty can go after people, like, if they go after him, but I think the difference is I don't think he's got, like, a lot of women, like, chirping in his ear about, like, different things or things that upset them. I think he's pretty much just guys are just different. Guys don't like gossip and I did like I'm gonna play his live, part of his live. I don't think he'll mind because it hit home because the night before I just thought I was like, I'm done with this. Like I'm right back at like dealing with the same people that caused problems in my life. Like they didn't cause the problem, but they caused problems in my life. And they all ended badly before I left. They all showed their true colors. And I just don't have the voice to go go after or discuss any of it. Like it's not healthy for my life. Because you get just pulled into like a rat race of just like moving goalposts constantly. So I'm not saying that this live like you guys can't come in and share your feelings and like your gossip if you have something you want to talk about, like please feel free. I think most of the time whenever any of you say anything about somebody, like if I especially if I don't know anything about it, I'll just be like, yeah, like I'm really not sure. Or I'll try to kind of defend the person just because that's kind of my nature. But I don't want you to feel like you can't. Like this is an open forum for people to come and discuss stuff. You can even bring up things that have been said about me. It doesn't bother me. It's just like mostly like gossip and like friends that are upset by things and like hearing from people like did you hear so and so said such and such about you, like if I didn't hear it and I didn't watch it then I don't know, because they aren't important, like he says, like they're really irrelevant. So if I don't hear about it then I'm pretty much like whatever from my friends, like you guys, like I said, any of the new people that come in here, you have a free pass, like you can talk about what you want as long as it doesn't get like bad, like I don't like people being called names, um, like bad names or whatever. And but this we are unfortunately um I did give a lot of my life and my time and my money into people that backstab me and th- that like when I play as live you'll hear it, but or cosmic mycosis, which Nitty maybe never heard that. I mean, Nitty was very, cordial about it. I forget the word. I'm trying to think of the word. Like was respectful about it. Like he wasn't rude. S- So no matter what people say about him, like I have respect for him as a person because I think that sorry, he respects people that should be respected. Like he knows a respectful person and he's able to pick them out of the crowd pretty quick. So, he probably thought it was a mental breakdown, which psychosis is a mental breakdown. Like when you go into psychosis, it is a mental breakdown. Like I'm just sorry, I'm just remembering what happened. It was pretty horrible. So it's making me a little teary-eyed. Horrible. Um, so anyone that I said anything about or just like hurt, like I feel very badly about it. Um, Although all the people that I did, like, I respected them and they were always kind to me, so they quickly, like, understood that, like, it wasn't my fault what happened, and they respected me back. They didn't, like, have a bad word to say about me. It was the people that, already just disliked me that came after me. So, but no, it affected me. So because I have a nervous system problem, like, it affected me, like, for a year. and it wasn't a mental breakdown, like, although I say, psychosis is a mental breakdown in a form, obviously the mind stops working properly. Um, but I dealt with, like, speech problems over this year. I had a hard time speaking for probably about 6 months. I barely spoke. Um, and when I did start to speak again, like, it was hard for me to get words out. So when I decided to come back on the lives, I was, like, proud of myself, that I could do them again. I'm sorry. So I had thought all the bees have been squashed. Like, I thought it was done and over with, but I should have known better that the bees were gonna still be there because these types of people never let those things die, and they're gonna come after me again. Um, and so in my defense, Nitty, I was basically just, like, frustrated and like, "Why are you guys lying about me?" And I was trying to defend myself, which, like I just explained, you can't defend yourself to people like that because it just becomes, like, a never ending, and I had decided this the night before, like, it hit me like, "Wait a second, this is just, like, the same shit, and they're just gonna keep changing it, and they're gonna come up with new lies and new things to twist and new things to come after me about." And it hadn't affected me yet, but I'm sure it would have affected me, like Nitty said, like, it affects anybody, like, just like the same old stupid phrase, but, like, if you roll around with a pig, you're gonna, basically, like, um, you're gonna get dirty, you don't like, he used to say to me, like, before this whole episode this year happened, he would say to me, like, you shouldn't be around those kinda girls, like, they're not in the same, like, group as you, like, you don't just like, I would always listen to Nitty. Now, I've heard things about him, and you guys can come at me for liking Nitty. I don't know about them. I've never seen any of this stuff that this you talk about, and, like, I take someone at as the value that I see them at, like, when I hear them talk, and when they try to give good advice, and when they try to, like, say certain things things or stand up against, like, bullshit, like, that's who I see. That in his chats for a while. Well, for one, I knew that, like, if I right away went in his chats, you guys were gonna get on me like, "Oh, he's a horrible man. He's chauvinistic. He's this, that, or whatever." So I kind of avoided it for a little bit because I just didn't need to deal with that. Like, that's what I don't think one thing that he understands about women is they will nitpick you to, like they're basically like hens. Like, there are some super amazing ones, and I've stayed friends with the ones that I made on here that were actual true friends that actually respected me and loved me, have stayed my friends. But if they're just hens, if they're just your basic hens, they're gonna come after you, and they're gonna just try to nitpick you and in any way they can. If they see, like, the fact that I just cried over something like that, like, they'll any little weakness in your armor, they'll try to get to. So I really respect that Nitty, although it's a little harsh, I think it's a little harsh. At least I took it a little bit harsh, which I maybe shouldn't have. But, his opinion of me, because I think he was missing a couple of things that maybe he doesn't understand about women, which I'm sure he probably will admit he doesn't totally know how women operate. But that, when they come at you, like, you feel like you have to defend yourself, but that's a natural instinct. And when you have, like, a lot of people talking to you and telling you things, like, you get a little overwhelmed of, like, "Are are you are you freaking kidding me? Like, you're making up this stuff to try to trash my channel when I'm just trying to start my channel back up and just trying to smear my name." And he's right, like, no one should be listening to most of these people. But it's tough when you start your channel up, and that's why they do it. They wanna, like, get into a fight with you and just drag you down. Because I do think some of them probably thought that they did affect me because they keep, like, saying I'm lying about the marijuana, which, like, I'm not a typical person. Like, I look normal, I act normal most of the time. I can walk, but I can only walk because I fight so hard because I have a very fast heart rate. So most people, no, I would say like 95% people would faint with my heart rate. Um, it's just from pure diligence of exercising and trying to work super hard that I'm not in a wheelchair because that's what people usually end up is in a wheelchair. S- So like like this is really nice. Like, I'm at the point where I can come back and I can chat with my friends, and then to get attacked again, like, I went about it the wrong way. Like, instead of just ignoring them like he's saying, like, and I should have, like, I didn't laugh about it. Like, I laugh a lot now, like, once the whole thing happened where I couldn't talk properly, like, for 6 months, then I started to talk a little bit, like, it was really hard to force words out. Once that passed, because that's not a mental breakdown, that's something how it affected my brain. Once that passed, I started laughing more and, like, I just, like, laugh about stuff, but I laugh about most of the stuff because it's like I can't get, like, mad. That's my defense is if I'm either, like, frustrated or if I might get mad, I'll just laugh. Like, that's just, like, what he said, like, I have joy, like, because that's just my nature, like, you just laugh about stuff. So I wasn't, like, laughing along with, like, what they're doing to me or saying about me. I was just like, I just had to just take it like lightheartedly, like, okay, because seriously, this is ridiculous. Like, it's been a year. You should be glad someone's back on YouTube, but these girls are not happy about that. They're not. They would be happy to chase me off like they thought they did, just like they're doing to Bobbles, and they don't want her to come back. Like they don't want anyone that's ever had any mental health issues to get better. You know, it's all about them, but when it comes to an individual that has battled something for a year and come back, um, they wanna just push you back down again, and I should have seen that, but I don't like, sometimes I try to see the best in people, so, like, I kinda was like, "Well, maybe they're just, like, trying to rehash shit, and they're just like, I can just defend myself on this, and it'll just be done and over with," but it's never over with. It's 11 guys, come on, you come and chat with me. You don't have to just, like, record me while I cry about something. Um, I'm not crying about what you guys did to me. I'm tearing up because, like, it's the truth, like, um, you don't fight with the mean girls, like, you don't fight with the mean girls, like, I never did. I'm disappointed in myself that I would even acknowledge their stupid rumors. I have no idea why I'm crying. Probably just the realization of how stupid they are and how stupid it was for me to even try to defend myself, you know? Um, that's probably making me cry because 'cause I'm a better person than that, and stupid that I fell for it again, you know? Like I said, Nitty's a little harsh about it, like, he's not meaning to be harsh, it just comes off as, like, you know, like, kinda like when you get corrective criticism, you're like, "Holy shit, yeah, you're right." But I had thought of it the night before, like, I don't wanna discuss their names anymore, me personally. Like, I don't wanna discuss their rumors, their lies about me, like, like, there's no end in sight. So I had already come to that realization, but, want you guys to think that this channel is about me, like, having to defend myself because once you put yourself in the defensive mode, once they get you, like, when I first came on, like, right away, like, there was something they came at me for, like, that was on purpose. It's like you can't be like, even in sports, you can't be put into the defensive mode. If you go into defensive mode, you're already screwed. You just ignore, and I think I did a pretty good job for a long time of just ignoring. Um and, I'm not saying people can't tell me, like, what's going on or, like, if they wanna vent about something and say, like, they're frustrated that they heard someone so and so say such and such, because 'cause I've heard that from a few people. Um, it's more the fact that I at least engaged in it, like, I engaged in a fight that was, like, a losing fight. It's always a losing fight. Now, "Hey, Draco's Dragon. Hey, Just Me Sunshine." No, Just Me Sunshine, you've never been mean to me. No, not at all. No, and I don't remember you reaching out to me or how you reached out to me, but I'm sure that I just wasn't, you know, in the best place. Like I said, like I didn't even talk for like 6 months. So, that's my family. That's my closest family. Um, like I would try to talk, but the words wouldn't come out just because of the what however it affected my brain. So it wasn't like really a mental breakdown. It was you know, sometimes some people's brains just don't work right with certain medications, which I've always had a struggle with that. Like medications and I don't jive. Um, But no, you can stay, like, please don't feel like I'm suggesting you at all, like, it wasn't you. It was really only, like, a handful of girls that have always been, like, at my throat. So, yeah, I've always thought nicely of you, Just Me Sunshine. And hey, Draco's Dragon. Sorry for crying. It when you feel disappointed in yourself, it makes you cry. Because for what I went through, I should have been strong enough, like, I mean, hallucinating and all that, like, I should have been strong enough to know better than to, like, to fight with people like that. Like, they don't deserve my time and my energy, um, at all, you know? Um, but there's just been a few things that have been said that are just so preposterous, and, like, I felt like I had to defend it, like, me being Daisy when like, that's, like, d that is so awful when she's passed away and everything that she went through, I just stuff like that, like, really irked me. They know what to push the buttons, they know what buttons to push, and, I'm still disappointed in the people that started the rumor, but I'm not gonna say their names again, because I'm not sure. I wasn't there when the rumor started. I do know that she and I got sick about the same time, but causation doesn't or correlation doesn't mean causation, like, Daisy had been sick for a very long time, and if anyone knew her, they would have known how sickly she was. She was supposed to be waiting on a lung transplant, but she didn't wanna die without her own body parts in her, so she didn't want the lung transplant. Um, yeah, she always had an avatar that was, like, cute. She was, like, a little, uh, like, it was anime, like, kinda like anime, whatever, when people make a clone of themselves. Just me Sunjules, I have always been supportive and believe in me, cried when you cry aw. Oh, thank you, Just Me Sunshine. Yeah, you were always supportive, like, I always viewed you as one of my good friends. So, I don't I'm really sorry I never got back to you, and I don't know where I just found some I've any from you in there, so it could've been deleted, there was a ton of emails in there, um, but it was so bad, like, I really couldn't even, barely, like I said, talk to my family. So, and it wasn't, like, a week long or a month long, like, it was 9 months, probably, like, 9 months before, like, I turned the corner, um, and, I'm just like I said, I'm crying because I should have learned my lesson, like, Nitty's, like, telling it how it is, like, I should have learned my lesson, like, you don't fight with the fools, like, they're fools, you don't fight with them. Um, yes, Jessie Sunshine, she passed in June. She got sick in the spring before I got my psychosis from the marijuana. She got sick with a respiratory illness, and she ended up in the hospital, and I lost contact with her because she got COVID, and then after that, like, I never heard from her. So that was probably, like it was in the early spring, and I ended up, with my sickness in, April. So I didn't hear from her, and, then it happened with me, so then I didn't reach out to, like, DM or her mom to check on her because I wasn't, with it enough to do that, and, then when the holiday came, like, this last year, DM has my number, so she texted me and told me, so I knew before, I just didn't tell anybody about it because it was sacred, like, she's, like, probably was, like, one of the most beautiful people that lived I'm so teary today. She uh, one of the most beautiful people that lived on this planet, So to make rumors up about her being a fake person after all that she went through, just because she had, like, a fake not a fake, but, it wasn't a real picture. It seemed like a fake avatar. That's what she just wanted. She didn't want her real picture out there. Like, she was private. Like, I got her real picture. She sent me her real pictures, and she was beautiful, like, absolutely beautiful. She would make videos of the two of us, like a picture she had of me, 'cause I would send her pictures of me, and she'd put us both, like, in, like, little music videos where she's, like, singing and dancing, so it was her real face. but because of her age, she didn't want to put her parents didn't want her to put her stuff out there. Um, so she'd make the cute like little whatever you guys call them, animated whatever pictures of herself to be her, oopsie daisy or her daisy. And she started way back. She started in Tom's chat, but Tom said she wasn't real, so she came over to my chat and a few other chats. And then like the rumors were swirling around and they hurt her. Like she heard about them. They hurt her, but she was a very strong girl, like super, super mentally strong to go through what she went through and to know that her life, because they gave her like a life expectancy without a lung transplant. Um, m- but she and I had actually convinced her at one point to get it to go on the list, so she was on the list. Um, but then she decided against it, and that we had to all respect that. Um, her lungs were really weak, and she just like how she didn't wanna cut her hair, like, she was silly about that. She didn't wanna cut her hair, we had to be like, "Come on, Daisy, your mom wants it trimmed. She's asking us to talk you into trimming your hair because it's like" she's like, "It's at my butt." So, we were like, "No. Well, just trim it a little for your mom's sake," you know? But she was stubborn, she decided the way that she wanted to live her life, and that was great, we had to respect that. Her family mostly, because 'cause they're obviously were much closer with her than I was. But we talked every day, we texted every day, so we were really close. Yeah, just me sunshine. They're still struggling, obviously, but they do have peace. DM tells me that they have peace. Her mom is deaf, so she's sign language, so I mostly communicated with DM as opposed to I won't say her mom's real name. Although her mom one day spent a couple hours talking to me about a few things and was super helpful and so brilliant. Both her parents are brilliant. I won't say what they did job-wise, but they were brilliant people, which made you could tell Daisy was very well educated and very well taken care of and loved. They whatever Daisy wanted, like she wasn't spoiled, but what Daisy wanted, Daisy definitely got. Because I think the box when they mailed me the box of the bike was $500 just to buy a new box, as they hadn't saved the box for the electric bike. So her dad's like, "No problem." He bought the $500 box, and then I don't know what shipping costs, but she sent videos of her like shipping it, and like I'm not like kind of like what Nitty said, like what, and I'm not here to prove anything. Like I don't have to prove Daisy's existence. Like I have all the evidence, I have all the stuff, but like that's what they want me to do is to get riled up and be like, Daisy's not real or Daisy was me, like to start bringing up all this stuff. Like that's how girls get on each other and have to like show the evidence. Like, no, that's my private stuff. Like, I'm not going to show stuff that Daisy sent me. And I'm not going to engage in that stuff anymore, which is the point to this live is I'm not going to engage in being on the defense. Like, I'm not on the defense. I'm not gonna and be even on the field. Like I'm off the field. Like they can talk about me all they want. You guys can say stuff if you want how you feel about what's going on in the community, but it is not good for my mental health to go back and forth with people like that. Like I've known that since I was like before middle school, I knew about that. So why I allowed it for a couple weeks, or I think I only really made like one or two lives in which I like went back against them. Um, but those were enough. Yeah, wasn't she a joy to have in the jet? She was so cute. She was smart, like, she knew what was going on, but then she had this, like, really cute naive whatever, she was naive too at the same time about some things. Like, I remember she asked, like, "Why do grandma and grandpa sleep in separate rooms?" And we were like, "Because grandpa snores." Like, she didn't know, you know? Like, we're like, "Does he snore?" And she's like, "Yeah, he snores a lot." And we're like, "That's why, because grandma needs her sleep." But then she was so smart, like, she figures everything out on her own, like, she would ask me questions about certain people that, like, had been feuding with me, and she wanted to know the stories, like, "Tell me the stories of, like, what happened," so that, like, she knew, and I would be like, "Nope, I'm not gonna trash them," and, like, I'm definitely not trashing them to Daisy, so she did her own research and figured things out on her own. She Yeah, she was good at scoping people out pretty good. So anyway, I got this. So someone sent me this quote from Nitty's live. I didn't know he had done a live with my name in it, and so they sent me this quote that he said, and then I'm gonna play his live because I think it's gonna pretty much just solidify what I just stated. Um, his live has a little bit more where he's disappointed in me, which I understand Nitty, because like I said, he always said that I reminded him of his mom and his grandmom, which is a compliment. Um, that I didn't belong in that group and I didn't belong, like, dealing with that group. But they actually wrote the quote down for me, what he said. Well, part of it. Then I watched it and I was like, "Oh man, that's it hurt. It definitely hurt a little bit." But I needed to hear it, so um he wrote, I hope her and her husband get back to doing their charity, helping those girls, because it was a great humanitarian thing they was doing. I hope Jules don't let them run her off again. Um, I wasn't expecting her back. I was glad to see her in the morning because he always liked me doing lives in the morning. I don't know, he didn't come in much, but he probably listened to him. But I wasn't expecting her to keep going with those folks who done used her. Um, I wasn't expecting her to come back and continue these personal beefs that does nothing for her life. So, um, then, like I said, after like the night before I got that text that he had said that, like I had already decided like this is never gonna end. It's gonna go right back to the way it was before. Um, like they like me to respond. They like to hear their name and they'll just take it, and then once I'm done saying something, then they'll be off to something else. And I said something else like stupid in my live or something, or I cried in my live or like who knows what, whatever. Like like hens, like they peck at you. And I don't think they peck at men the same way they peck at women, and I don't think men understand like how like if you've been henpecked for a while, like those areas are raw and you keep pecking the same freaking spot, it's gonna really, really get to you. But the most recent things that I've debated back were like just totally blasphemous shit about me. And that really try to drag my YouTube channel like down, like for what like the charity that I did. So I tried to speak up about that. But once I was done, there was no evidence of it, and they had nothing to prove. They moved on to other stuff and just trashing me about something else I had said in my life. So I was like, "Wait, this is just like rehash of before." So yeah, I let my guard down, which was very stupid, and allowed them to let me play on their like little stupid football, game. Like, and I actually think that like you can never win with people. You can never win with fools. Like, not that I was trying to win. I was just like so like shocked by some of it. The accusations and the rehashing. And so I tried to kind of go back at the stuff that was new, but I'm sure some of the old stuff came back up again. So um like I don't like I said, like I don't care what other people's opinions of Nitty are. I've always respected him because he's always respected me. And that's where it starts with me with someone that I consider anyone that like I will listen to their advice. If you've been respectful to me, I respect you back. And so if they said that there was like sexual stuff or there was stuff that um like he did wrong or dirty diapers or things like that, like I think it's nitpicking, and like I didn't see it and it's not my business. And all I hear is him with his daughters, and he's a great father, like how I hear him talking to the girls. And I know it's not an act. Like I know he's not doing it just for the cameras to pretend he's a good father. It takes a lot to raise little kids, especially little like little ones. It takes a lot out of you. Yeah, it is like a soap opera, Just Be Sunshine. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's basically what he was saying. Like, I can play it. Let me see. I don't, like I said, I don't think he'll mind me playing it. Um, I sped it up a little bit, and then there's a fair use guidelines, which I don't have that memorized, but I'm pretty sure he's not gonna try to strike me for it. So I'll definitely have to get that written down because, like, I don't play people's content, so I've never really had to say that phrase. Um, and I still have residual like memory issues. So I'm definitely working on that. But anyway, so this is like I said, like to me a little was like it's blunt, but that's one thing about Nitty, he's very blunt. And so it came off blunt to me, but and a little harsh. It hurt me a little bit, but true. And like I'd already been, like I said, thinking about it, so it just kind of solidified it in my mind. There's just some birds for a little bit, and then it'll start. It's sped up because Nitty definitely doesn't talk fast.
Good morning. Good morning. Ooh.
Hey, Mr. Tim. Good morning.
No one tells stories better than Audible.
Sorry,
The home of
commercial.
storytelling, from motivation and comedy to.
And I want to say also real quick, like I think that I'm a stronger person, definitely, which is probably why this impacted me a lot because what I went through, like I became a much stronger person. So like I'm disappointed in myself that I did get involved. Like I have no idea why I'm like tearful right now. Um like I said, part is disappointment in myself that like I would like even get involved with these girls. Like it's like if I take a step out of the reality and look at it, it's just like so ridiculous. Like I would never like I wouldn't have ever even talked to them in high school, let alone like interacted with them. Like it's just something about YouTube when they henpeck you, you feel like you have to defend yourself, which you don't. You just let them talk. You just let them keep on like chirping and chirping and chirping and just henpecking whoever they feel like henpecking. And if they say something as preposterous as Daisy wasn't a real person, you just let it be. Or that I gave, donation money that, to other people, which I have one thing I gotta remember to mention about where I did get money from that I forgot to mention to you guys. And I would just want to do it as a shout out to the people that did donate in that way. But I'll do that in a minute. Hey Jesse, good morning. And you're one of them, Jesse.
Everything.
I'm doing okay, Mr. Tim.
Change.
Little tearful for some reason, but
Nothing stays.
sometimes I guess tears come before you learn something.
The same.
We get to hear Nitty serenading us before he gets into the gritty of what he wants to say about me.
Good morning, Mary. Yeah, we good over here. Just
thanks,
for
Mr.
like
Tim.
maybe an hour or so, but yeah, we good over here.
Thanks, Jesse.
You know, hopefully everything good in your neck of the hood. Or the burbs, wherever that may be for you.
I think I can speed it up a little more. He's definitely chill.
I'm gonna let everybody check out everybody's videos on their own. I just thought I'd talk about it right quick.
Maybe too
because
fast.
I seen that Jews been popping back on lately, up in the morning. That's where I met a lot of people. I was introduced to a lot of people from Jews channel. I know a lot of people.
He's talking about me, Mr. Tim.
They speak about her now. They speak about her in disappointment.
He's giving like corrective criticism about like me discussing things with these girls and getting back into the beefs that were before. So he's giving me like harsh corrective criticism. So I'm playing it. 'Cause I don't mind corrective criticism from someone that, like, says it straight.
I know at one time they had respect for her, and I'm sure they still care for her.
I think he's talking about the time for the, like, month or 2. I don't know exactly how long it was that I was totally irrational online, I'm not exactly sure. And he calls like I said, he calls it a mental breakdown, which psychosis is technically probably a mental breakdown, like I said before. But it wasn't that's not on my chart. Like, they didn't consider it a mental breakdown. It was considered, like, full-on psychosis from my body reacting to medical marijuana. But, I don't have to defend that to the people that keep saying it's not that. It doesn't matter what they believe.
I don't know nothing about. I don't know the things that y'all women know because I don't get into the endos. I don't get into the new gossip, the new gossip of the week. Um, Not saying nothing wrong with it, just it's not my forte. To worry about and keep up with something that don't have nothing to do with me
Oh, thanks,
and
Mr. Tim.
something I don't know nothing about.
No, the thing about Nitty was, like, he always, like, held me kind of, like, in a different category or different regard than the other girls, and he didn't expect for me to, like, after I came back to, like, have any discussion of them, which he's absolutely right. Um, and I had come to that conclusion, but then, like, this solidified it, and it's always hard to hear someone, like, criticize you, but it's necessary.
I wasn't expecting Jews. I wasn't expecting her to come back on live though, and well, it's good to see her in the morning though. Good to see her still doing her thing in the morning, but I wasn't expecting her to come back on live and rehash all the bad things that drove her ass away. So I wasn't expecting her to keep these personal beefs, um,
Hey, Carol.
these open conversations with people that done used
Good
her,
morning.
especially these junkies that done took advantage of her and took her kindness for weakness. I wasn't expecting her to keep that going, and it's kind of shocking to me
Thanks, Mr.
that she
Daniel.
would, um, given the fact that
I better pause it for a second. Not that I think he cares. I really don't think he would mind, but I don't talk to Nitty, so I can't ask him. Nitty's a hey Diana. Nitty's a pretty private person.
she basically had a meltdown, a nervous breakdown on YouTube. So I wasn't expecting her to come back and continue these personal beefs.
So like I said before, like it wasn't a mental breakdown, but to Nitty, like that's probably what he viewed it as, and that's totally fine. And I know he said something like he thought a certain person had run me off because they had really been going at me hard. They say they didn't, but they did. But it wasn't them. Like it was like exact day, exactly what happened, like I said, and it was from then on that my brain didn't operate properly. They'll make fun of it, and it's really cruel. But I didn't mean to continue the beefs. Like I said, like when I first came on everything, I just want these to be pleasant chats. Of course, like I said, you guys can talk about whatever you want, but I shouldn't have like played into their hand. Like their hand was basically like come back at her again and with like some different stuff and have like upset me and have me like try to defend myself, which like I said is it's a losing battle. It's definitely a losing battle. So Nitty's not making me cry. I'm crying because like I said, it's like self-reflection and for for what I went through, which was like a nightmare. I'm too strong of a person now to have even like fallen for it, but for some reason I did. And like I said, I think that the city doesn't understand women and how they go at each other. Like it can get to you. Like even if you don't want it to, like if you hear about it and it gets to you, you know? When it's something that's so preposterous that you're just like, what the heck? And then you fall right back into the same bullshit, which is why I'm crying because I'm like, why did I do that? It's really, really ridiculous.
That does nothing for her life.
Like they don't deserve their names even being mentioned on my channel, you know? Like you guys can talk about it if you want. Like I said, it's open forum for you guys. It's a chat. It's supposed to be where you vent, where you talk about things you want to. If you want to talk about your day or just about like what you baked for the day, that's totally fine. If you want to talk about gossip in here, it doesn't bother me. It's just the fact that I like fell into their ploy of trying to like rile me up again. And hearing it from another person is a little hard.
It was nice that she extended her help, but as we know, when you help somebody, you gotta be you gotta be you gotta be good with the fact that you help somebody, because when you help somebody, it's costly. It's costly. It's time and energy and money and um, putting your thoughts somewhere that you can never get back. So when you give something to somebody,
And he's totally right. Because like you make those connections, like when you do help people, you make those connections with those people, and having those people who you reached your hand out to help, like turn on you and just lie on you, it is very hurtful. And so I felt for that too because it was like, holy shit, like literally like I would have done anything for anybody. I was too kind. I definitely was too kind. I'm not the same person anymore. If someone was to ask me for money or for, you know, any items like that they wanted, I would really think like really long and hard about it and look at the whole situation as to like if they're getting money in from other places, like if they're just being irresponsible with their money, if like is it does take a toll on you when you do reach out to other people. Like it says, like no kind deed goes unpunished. It's very true. Um, because usually the kind of people that are asking for money and asking for things usually have gotten themselves into that situation for a reason. So you're not dealing just with the fact that they need money. You're dealing with the fact that and I don't want to degrade anybody. Like I don't want to say anything badly about any of these people because I don't even want to mention their names. But it does mean that it's a situation in which you really can't help them. Like um, just like I've said against giving money to addicts, like in general, giving money you have to be super careful because you deal with all their baggage. Like their whole baggage comes along with it. And if you stop helping them or they get slighted by you, they are going to be more likely the people that are going to turn on you because they're in that situation for a reason. So there's like a whole like that's one thing also that I respect about Nitty is like he knows the streets, like and he knows how people are. Like he could see red flags like before the red flag even like it was even visible, you know? It's like he could see it. But I was very naive and I was kind and I was too kind with my money. Um I have not run out of money, and I have not, like I've heard, and I've not, you know, extended myself too much. Like was at least careful about that. Like my bills are always paid, and everything was okay. Um, but like because I did go through a hard time in my life for just 6 months, like I was more compassionate towards people that did need money because that was also a really tough time in my life. So and if someone had reached if I had had the if I didn't have so much pride and I had asked for help, that wouldn't have happened in my life, like, so, you know, I didn't disrespect people for asking because I was like, "That's a good thing that they can at least speak up and ask for help and not try to just figure it out themselves," like, that's a good thing, like, they've squashed their pride, but that wasn't the right way to look at it. Some people are just they just mooch off of other people, and that's just the way they are, but, being naive, I didn't really see it that way. Like, I didn't look at the whole picture like I should have looked at the whole picture. Exactly, Mr. Tim, he's right up front, he tells it how it is, yep. There's no playing around with Nitty.
you gotta be good with it. You gotta be good with it in your heart. So it don't so it don't
I used to get attacked, like, a lot. I used to get attacked a lot for going in his chats, like, this Christian woman goes in his chats, and I'm like, "I've never seen anything," like, me personally, like, you can say but people say stuff about everybody else, like, there's always gossip and rumors about people, about like their lives and if they have like trashy stuff in their lives, whatever. How dare this Christian woman? Like I hate that. Like just because you're you call you say that you believe in Christ, it doesn't mean you think that you're a goody two shoes or that you're like this Christian godly woman. Like it doesn't mean that at all. It just means that you're a fallen human being and you believe in a higher power and you believe in Christ and you emulate or you want to emulate the best of your ability to be like him. Um, it's no like a high horse of like I'm a Christian and you're not a Christian. Like that's how it's portrayed lately, but that's not at all like how I've ever that I'm aware presented myself. I'm pretty much just genuine, like I'm crying here on live and
Come back. This new Hey monster! You don't need new stuff. Not new. A Wawa smoothie's a deliciously smooth way to start the end of your day.
and
Strawberry cheesecake smoothie for Brian.
I'm
So
very
don't come back.
I'm very proud of Nitty for being monetized and I'm glad to see he has commercials. So I'm not complaining about the commercials. Exactly, Jesse. Yep. Yeah, and have faith, Diana, like faith that what you do is the right thing, but you also need street smarts, which I clearly didn't have. And coming back on here, I clearly didn't have any street smarts. I was just like went right back into it. Accidentally, but I did.
And play tricks on your mind, regretting the things that you did.
I don't regret what I did, but I do regret the fact that I did them and then they turned on me. That I regret that I did it because I should have seen the warning signs of what type of people these people are and that they aren't loyal and that they um like I don't want to bring up anyone's specific name, but I remember one person who says like I was trying to push everyone like away so that they were away from her. Like no, what actually happened one time was um she asked Ollie for money and Ollie said, "Why don't you just get it from Jules?" So like all of this stuff is just bullshit and I don't have to defend it. But like I remember that specifically. I was like, that's weird. Like why would someone just say get it from Jules? Like cuz Jules is like a total pushover or something?
I see the people that she's fighting with. Like, I'm like, they don't even make no, I don't understand it. I mean, it must just be a woman thing because I'm like, they don't even make any input or a mark or any type of print in our community. So why would she keep on revisiting moments?
So like he's right. But the one thing that like I was debating, which like I said again, like you don't fight with fools. Like there's scripture about it, like whether you believe scripture or not, but there's plenty, especially I think in the Psalms, there's plenty of like writings about that. Like you don't fight with fools. And also like Nitty's trying to say, and he's right, like you go right back into it, like you'll get dirty like them, like rolling around fighting with them. Like you just don't fight with them. But the two things that were well, the one thing for well, the two things that really bothered me, and I hadn't gotten onto the one topic because it was too painful to talk about, were the fact that like I had given donation money um that like that degrades my channel, which is why I started lives again because I do plan on starting the charity work again. Joe doesn't think it's time yet for me, like obviously I'm crying, but the girls they talk a lot, like they talk a lot. Like I don't know if it's like the drugs that they do, but it's very taxing and like I have so much energy for what I have to do and he just doesn't think that he doesn't want them affecting me. So he just doesn't feel like it's time yet. Like where like I can kind of just ignore them. Like I'm too compassionate still and like having to like hear their stories and like them just talk my ear off like they always did, which I didn't mind. Like I love that part of it. Um, but with putting all their problems on me, like trying to get me to help them with all their problems, he doesn't feel like it's time to go to Camden. We did go to Camden a couple times, and like I said, we have videos, but he just doesn't want to revisit it right now. And like I respect Joe's opinion on that. So we discussed it and we were like, yeah, we'll do lives and start out that way, like dealing. But I didn't realize it was gonna come on so strong so fast again. I should have expected it. Like I said, I was naive during this whole thing, but like I'm not a naive person. Like I know bullshit when I see it. But I guess because of what I like I said, what I went through, because I didn't speak up for myself when I was going through a hard time, I was too compassionate. I was blinded by my compassion towards other people that were in dire straits. But my situation was different. Like I've always lived like a clean life. Like I've always done what I thought was the right thing. Like I never did hard drugs. Um and so like it was a shock. Like it was a complete shock that what I had to go through. And I remember someone saying to me one time, "You're not this kind of girl. Like you don't belong. You don't belong here. Like this is not you." And like if you got to deal with money situations, like you give it 6 months, but please promise me that you won't ever let it go past 6 months. And I took that advice. Like I take advice. Like I'm not saying I don't take advice from women, but when a man takes the time to like articulate exactly what they think about something, like I do respect that because men are they don't usually like share their emotions as much or they're like trying to give like advice. Like they give it when they think that it's necessary. So like I definitely listen up when a man says something like that like makes logical sense. And so I was too compassionate and Joe thinks I'm still too compassionate towards situations where people are in bad situations. Um and he wants the best for me. So the fact that I would let them bother me is upsetting to me because it's really not bothersome. But the two topics were trying to trash my charity work and what I did with the money, and then obviously Daisy now, like saying that Daisy's not real. Like that is just so horrible, and I haven't dealt with it. I'm not going to deal with it. Someone said I should let DM know, and I'm not gonna let DM know because DM is a whirlwind and she's a force to be reckoned with. And I just think that if we just ignore the bullshit of what they're saying, um, I think it's for the best because they're doing it because they've been doing this. They've been living their lives like this for a long time, like pushing people's buttons and harassing people and bullying them and making something out of something that's not, because they're miserable inside and they're not happy. And they want to bring your joy and your happiness down. And like I said, I fell for it for a period of like a couple weeks and I had decided I was no longer going to do it. And like I said, this just reinforced it. But I'm crying because I'm like mad at myself that I fell for it.
with somebody that she knew didn't end well.
Oh,
I
thanks,
don't know if they
Shaky
just keep
Dragon.
bringing up names just to make their day.
You can't come in here as Tanger
Because I'm like
Munchie
the names
Project.
that they continue to beef with and to go back and forth with. Nobody even give a damn. I'm sure nobody don't even know or even give a damn about who is Miss Passion. I know I don't give a damn. I know the last time I ever checked that female out, she was boring, extra slow. Not trying to talk about nobody's education. I'm just saying, far as the marbles in her head, don't seem like the marbles in her head was placed in
Thanks,
a place
Draco.
correctly. It feel like, you know what I'm saying, they may be spinning a little bit. Because she have shown evidence that she's a Looney Tune, a Fruit Loop. Not to say
And like, so I'm glad like Nitty's speaking his mind about how he feels about these people. Like, that's the difference between like him and me. Like, I can't really speak up about these things because girls take any kind of like slightest comment and they will take it worse from another girl and they will start a fight and just tear the other person apart. Even though they started when I came on here, everything was fine. I didn't start with anybody. They said something and I reacted to like them starting. Um, but that's I think is a funny aspect about men and nice. Like they can kind of just state their mind and like the women might kind of go at them, but they're definitely not going to henpeck them the way that they henpeck other girls. They just aren't going to do it, you know? And thank you, Draco's Dragon. I really appreciate that. And Just Me Sunshine. And yes, I think and Tanger's that I had to get rid of that person because they're making fun of Tanger and I don't agree with that. Um I have nothing against Tanger and she shouldn't be made fun of. Um And exactly, Jesse. It is hard when someone's putting ugly things out there on YouTube, and like like you did, like you felt like you had to defend yourself. And like when I watched those, I didn't believe a word that she said about that. I was like, there's I like Chicken Winner because I liked some of the stuff she put out before. And then when I saw that, then I was like, I wanted to like speak out and say something, but I put something on your video, and I should have spoken out for you on her videos, and I might do that I might still do that and just say like, you don't know Jesse Hope, you know? But I still was like, like struggling a little bit and like I didn't want to get in a fight with Chicken Winner. I was just like, just ignore those videos. But that's the funny thing is the person who's talked about, you think people believe it and fall for it. And you feel like you have to defend yourself. And I think that may be more of a girl thing than a guy thing that Nitty might not totally understand. And but he's right though. Like that's why he's speaking the harsh truth. You don't have to defend yourself. Like you let them talk trash on you and you just leave it be. Like because they're going to come up with all kinds of trash, especially if they hate you, they're just going to come up with trash. And like I don't understand like I haven't seen anything else like a mean streak. I've heard some things, and I'm not gonna speak on them about Chicken Winner, like where they're trashing her. I haven't seen those things in her, but I definitely was like alarmed by that. I was like, I don't understand this. There had to have been some kind of misunderstanding because I started to like her. Like I thought she was funny. She had a funny, quirky personality, and when she curses in that accent, it cracked me up. But I felt very upset and I was gonna leave a long message under there, like, you need to, like, talk. I was even like, well, maybe, like, I could get the 2 of them to talk to each other because there's some kind of understanding, but, that's not my place, like, I'm not the helper anymore. I'm just like, once I'm good with my lives and I start my charity channel back up again, like, it's not my place to really fight battles, like, that's something that, I can't do. Like, it's just too much. Like, I remember back when I was doing my lives before, like, there was so much, like, people just telling me things and needing help, and it is very draining. Like, it does take a part of you, and it takes a part of your heart, and there's only, like, so much of your heart. You gotta protect it, like, from this stuff. You can't let them, like, take bits and pieces of you from you, you know? Good morning, Luna. Hey. I hope you're having a good day. Sorry to speaking up. That's okay. Exactly. No one needs to, yeah. Hey, Victor, I can't see you, but I do know that you are there. So welcome and thanks for coming in. I'm playing a live from Chosen One Girls. And Nitty, he's giving it to me harsh, but he's telling the truth, so I'm playing it. I love getting money to do nothing. That's not too harsh, so I'll leave that be. But I'm just not speaking their name. I know, Jesse, but I wanted to because you defended me like multiple times, multiple times. Oh, absolutely not, Jesse. No, they upset me and I watched them. That's how I was able to find your channel because I couldn't find you. So then I was like, oh, sweet. Like she did I mean, not like, oh, sweet. She did a video about Jesse, but I was like, oh, sweet. Like I can find Jesse because she put your channel up there and then I found you and then I was able to leave a message on your page. So no, not at all. No, no way. Because I know Jesse. So you can't badmouth Jesse and make me believe it. And that's what true friends are. Like, your friends. So.
Um, her boyfriend, Byron, she was taken advantage of. She was robbing him for his little choke, for his first of the month and the third of the month check.
Yeah, I don't think she likes me either, Mr. Tim. I don't know why.
Yeah, she always got her neck and her 2 cents to talk about anybody else. Like I don't pick on nobody, man. That got mental illness or something that they can't.
I better pause it again. Not that I'm following the guidelines because I think it's like 9 seconds or something. I don't know. Someone said 9 seconds somewhere. I don't know. But he's discussing Byron and his opinion on Miss Passion, which, oh, I said her name, but I won't say it again. I can say Byron. I've always liked Byron. I remember when he used to have his lives, and they were like music lives and stuff. They were always really pleasant to go into. So I hope he starts his lives back up again because they were really nice. Yeah, Luna loves you. Luna's a sweet, sweet person.
Change. And I can understand that she got things that she can't change. You know? So I'm not gonna pick on the fact that, she got some type of disability.
He's talking about
that don't allow her
the
to look
person I just
that
said.
don't allow her to look normal. But yet she still come on YouTube to try to clown somebody else as though if she's above anybody else or got her life together. I think she just want to be down with somebody so bad. She willing to do anything. She want to be down with sloppy second shaky shady so bad. She willing to say anything to stay on her good side. And man, if you try to be good with a junkie, you trying to be good with a full-time junkie that lives in a bando, that don't got nothing of her own, dog. Something definitely got to be wrong with your ass. Something definitely got to be wrong with you. So I'm tripping that Jews come back after having that nervous breakdown all on YouTube just to play with the same dummies, just to play with the same slow pathetic.
And he's right because it is playing with them because you're allowing yourself to go like in their little like whatever soccer game or football game, and then they kick something at you, and then you're like, ouch, that hurt, or like that's not true, and then you try to speak back like he's right, like I did. I went back in and let them suck me back in.
Individuals that she should have been already, good with leaving behind, not even speaking their name anymore. But she came right back speaking their name. This is what,
Which I think like maybe that's a little harsh because I didn't mean to. Like at least give me like a little credit. Like they came at me and I just went in defense mode. So not that I'm disagreeing with him. I'm just saying that like it is a little hard when you get attacked and you feel like you got to defend your channel and you got to defend your friends and the things that they say, you know? But I should have, like he said, like after all that I went through, like I should have been like, those are chapters are closed, so it doesn't matter what comes out of their mouths. Like it really doesn't matter what comes out of their mouths about me, um, because it's the same shit that was before, and it's gonna be the same shit plus more. And if I engage in their little games, then it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get like a lot worse because it was like all of them started at like not at the same time, but all pretty much at the same time. It was like let's it's like once Tiffany H went off, like they harassed the shit out of Tiffany, and Bobbles, like, and I didn't say that Bobbles didn't have any parts to like what she did. Like she did some things she shouldn't have done, of course, and she knows it. I think she knows it. Um, but like I never like went out after anybody. Like I never went to attack them. So when they came at me again, like I fell for it, but not anymore.
I can't feel bad for these. I can't feel bad for these individuals that continue to go down the same road, even though they know how it's going to end. They know how it's going to end. They've seen it before, man. Yet they still keep going down the same road, laughing and giggling, acting like everything a joke. Your mental health shouldn't be a joke.
I think he's talking about me, and I think he's talking about me laughing. Like maybe I was laughing during one of the lives, but like I laugh a lot. And like I said, when something makes me mad, instead of like getting angry like some people do on their lives, like "Rah," like I'll just laugh. Like I'll just be like whatever. And then that's just how I am. Like um so I wasn't like laughing about it like it's funny because it's not funny, or I wouldn't have addressed it.
Stability with your mate, with your husband, with your home, with your within your community shouldn't be a joke. I don't see what's the reason. I don't see why would you be laughing about things that people trying to disgrace your name or just trying to pick with your brain on YouTube that can't even touch you, that truly wants your life, that's jealous about everything about you. You got a husband. You got a farm. You got stability. You got happiness. You got joy. You got somebody you can fall back on. They don't have all that. That's their jealousy. That's their envy. And they're going to stay that way. Everybody act like sloppy second shaky shady got it so good, man. She wake up every day, got to do the same routine, never thinking about anybody else, and then play on YouTube like it's a real job. Play on YouTube like it's a real job. YouTube is not a real job unless you're making real money. And if you ain't making no real money, like the money that $10 Tommy was making, you're not making nothing, man. Over here.
Exactly, Jesse Sunshine. You have a question, Draco? I have a question. So last time I know when I grown. Yeah, I think that that's true, Draco. I don't want to mention their names or anything, but like it doesn't make sense as to why I would think that I even would. It's kind of like when, like I said, the game. Like, why would I even think that I should even belong on that field? Because in real life, like I would never play with people like that. I would never talk to people like that. Like I wouldn't. Like I'm not being rude. I just wouldn't. But when they, like I said, when they henpeck you, like about stuff that's not true, and they just keep going at it, um, and then bringing up new stuff, it does get to you, and that was where my weakness was, and that's why I cried because it was stupid of me to even acknowledge the stupidity of their channels, like just absolutely stupid. Um, and maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe that's kind of like what is being said is I was too sensitive and I allowed it, but I did participate by responding to them. I didn't, go like fight with them, not necessarily. I was just trying to debate back, but like I said, you can't debate back. It's like I wouldn't like, especially, like, in high school, like, college, like, any of those times, like, if I had met girls like that, I wouldn't have probably even talked to them, like, not to be snotty, I would have seen the signs, and I would've been like, "Yeah, I don't wanna go down that road with someone like that." Like, I just don't, like, that's just not in my they're just they're just not I don't know how to phrase it in a nice way. Um, but YouTube's a totally different demon, like, it's a totally different place, and, it was just like a harsh like wake up to for it to start again and then for me to debate it back and then realize like speaking their name isn't helping. That's what they want their name spoken about, they want attention, and they want then to get the attention to listen to your live, to record it, and then to go back at you and come back at with more shit. Like I was very quiet in high school and I was pretty quiet in college. But I had my close group of friends, and they were the type of friends that I still have now, that I have online now, that I stay in contact with most of you guys. I lost contact with a good amount of you because it ended so abruptly. It was like such a harsh, like, mental breakdown, as Nitty likes to say. But it was such a bad experience with weed. And like I said, it affected me, continuously for 9 months in different ways, but it did something to my brain that does happen. Like they can say it doesn't matter. They're not doctors. I went to actual doctors who've seen it before and have dealt with it and knew how to deal with it. Um, and yeah, the stress of them bullying me probably didn't help, but they didn't push me off of YouTube. But I should have learned, like, from going through that, like, that they're absolutely not necessary to ever even acknowledge as, like, yes, they're human beings, but acknowledge as entities, like on YouTube. Their opinions don't matter, and they're like quiet little voices in a huge group of where I needed to move on from that complete nonsense. But it's hard sometimes, like I said. I mean, I think it's harder for men to understand because I think most women are more sensitive individuals. Some of us are, and so it affects us more. And I thought that I was a little stronger from what I'd gone through, that I wouldn't let that affect me, that I wouldn't feel like I had to defend myself. But, I found a weakness in myself, or they found a weakness in myself that I thought I needed to defend myself. Most people do. I mean, even Nitty, I'm sure he defends himself sometimes. But it just comes off a little bit differently. Yeah, it was exactly, Luna, he's right. That's why I'm playing. That's why I'm playing him. I'm gonna get crap for that, but I'm not gonna listen, I don't care, because they don't like him, so I've always have liked him. I liked him, like, way back. I used to go in his chats. Like, he just tells it how it is, and I'm sure, like, like you said about his mom and his grandmom, I'm sure they taught him a lot of really good stuff, about people and, like, how to interact with certain people and how some people you just don't interact with them. True that. Oh, thanks, Luna. Yeah, and I don't wanna talk much more about the psychosis because it does bring back memories. I mention it because they, like, trash it like that's not what it was, but, eventually, like, that will be something I don't really even wanna talk about anymore. Like, I want this chat to be about you guys, and, like I said, you guys don't have to, like, walk on eggshells, tiptoe, or whatever, or think you can't talk about things around me. Like, this whole thing is I'm just upset that I, like, fell for playing their game, and it's not about the fact that they can't be spoken of. You guys can speak about them, I don't care. I just don't want their names coming out of my mouth because it's just gross. But, you guys can say how you feel about things, and I will, like, listen, and I'll be like, "Yeah," I'll just somehow just kinda be like without saying their name, I'll just be like, "Okay, yeah," you know? We don't need to come on YouTube for an hour or two to feel validated or somehow accepted, but we have ads, so YouTube is what matters. Exactly, Luna. Hi, Caroline. How are you? Yeah, poisonous trouble over and over and over. Yeah, no, it will never end. So why I thought that I could even like I'm proud of Bossy Amy. Like she's got a different personality than me. So does Nitty, obviously. He's a man, but I think Aussie Amy can definitely she I was reacting, like I was being reactive, which you just shouldn't be reactive. Like when something was said, like I was reactive to it, like I reacted to it at the moment. Where I think Aussie Amy's a little more, not saying she's calculated in a bad way. She's doing it a little more calculated way in which she's like gathered evidence and she keeps her mouth shut. And then when she feels like coming out and saying stuff, then she comes out and she blasts people. Um, like and says it how it is, like, "No, you didn't say that, like, this is how it really happened," and I think that that's, a forte of Aussie Amy's. If you hear this, Aussie Amy, I think I'm blocked on my Tiny Butterfly Queen because it looked like your comment went away, so I don't know why I'm blocked. I may have said something, like, when I was going through the psychosis, that maybe did to you, maybe that's why I am. I don't think I'm blocked on JWJ, but if I ever did, I'm really sorry, so I don't know if that is an actual truth or not, but, I saw your comment under someone's thing and then it was gone. I thought it was gone, but I think maybe I was unblocked and then blocked, but maybe it was just something accidental. And like I said, if I did ever say anything because I was very confused at that point in time, I'm super sorry. I've always liked you and I don't have I would hope that you would understand and maybe unblock me if I am blocked. Exactly, Luna. Yeah, you learned. You stopped engaging. Exactly. A clever person of boys. Hey, John. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, you don't. You're in another reality. You're totally different reality. You guys only got like a small taste of it. Like I'm glad Joe got me off as fast as he could. But you're stubborn too. Like and I'm sure you know about this, Luna, like you're stubborn because you're just like, I don't think that I'm going through something. Like I'm normal. Like you don't know. I mean, you're saying like the craziest things, but it seems like real to you. Like my older brother, like I would talk to my older brother and he knew like something was wrong and he talked to one of his like not his professor because he is a professor but like talked to a mutual professor and they were like they explained like yeah when you're in that like you believe everything that your brain is telling you like you don't um uh see yeah I don't know this Izzy guy and I know that was what the fight was about Jesse over this some guy named Izzy like and a GoFundMe or something and I'm like I know. I don't wanna rehash all that stuff or whatever, but I'm like, "That doesn't make any sense." Like, if Jessie made a GoFundMe, like, she was doing it to help. Like, there's no mean bone in Jessie or crooked bone in Jessie's body. But you kinda went through the same thing too, Jesse, because you're generous, and it seems like if you're generous, that people, like Nitty said, kindness is considered weakness, which I guess I'm not that kind anymore because I don't wanna give money to anybody, like, except for the girls and guys in Camden, like, that I don't mind. Like, I mean, I must have spent, like, $500 on stickers, like, but it didn't bother me, like, just seeing the joy on their faces, like, they're, like, always wanting to go in the sticker drawer, and they're, like, get so excited to find, like, cool ones, you know? And I put others like, I'd buy like, other stuff in there, like candy and, like, special pens and, like, little tiny, like I used to buy the really nice, with money, I used to buy the nicer journals, but they would lose them so much, so then I just started buying the ones from the dollar store, which they like just as much because they lose them, you know? But just seeing like, the happiness on their faces was, like, like, it's priceless, like, if you have the money, um, and you don't have expenses, like, I don't have kids, and, I sold my car because there was no need for another car because Joe had another work vehicle. Like, why spend that money on like car insurance and having two cars parked in a little, well, it's not a little driveway, but like, a country drive. Like, there was no need for it. Like, I might buy a car again. Um, because, Joe doesn't have, so I take him to work. Joe doesn't have a work vehicle anymore. Like, he has a much better job. Um, but it didn't come with a company car. So it's just a nice routine for me. Like, I get up early. I get up about 5 o'clock, and then, like, I wake up, I take my medicine or whatever that I have to take, and then we spend time together, and then I take him to work, we spend time together, and we get coffee, and we spend time together, and then if we're early, like, we sit outside and he just wants me to have the pickup if there's somewhere I wanna go for the day or whatever. So I may eventually buy a small car, but I enjoy that time with him, like, it's and then going to get him after work, like, it's just something for me to do, and that's enjoyable, and then I get to spend time driving home with him. We just spend more time together, so, like, we like spending time together. He's my best friend, like, guy friend. I have a best girlfriend too, but I have a best guy friend. Yes, exactly, Luna, like, you didn't, like he said, didn't stop respecting me, like, you knew it was something that was out of my control, like Nitty said, like, I mean, some people might have stopped disrespecting me, but I don't or stopped respecting me, but I don't really think that means much. I mean, I think they didn't know what was going on, and they didn't know me well enough to know, like, something is just seriously wrong, and let's, like, figure it out. That my true friend stuck by me, and as far as my channel goes, I don't there's no effect on my channel, um like, it actually just bolsters the channel, like, of, like, drug use, obviously, even though, like I've said, I don't think marijuana is a big drug, but it should come with, like, warnings, like, they should like, when I went through the class to get my medical marijuana card, it should definitely have been said that it can cause psychosis, and I would have said, "No, I don't wanna try it," like, I would have just dealt with the pain, like, I'm scared to try any medicine, like, if I have to take any medicine, I'm always, like, checking probably too much, but checking, like, the side effects and, like, the littlest amount of medicine I can take is what I do. So, if I had known that, like I said, they really could probably be I don't know if they could be sued for it, but that's something that they have to tell people. I have to get out of bed and look decent for my world to be listening to. Oh, yeah, and they put pictures out of me. Oh, like, my hair is, like, a mess, like, I didn't do my hair, no makeup, like, and, like, criticizing how I look, like, I'm doing, like, a goofy smile, like, there's one picture, like, it's my avatar picture. Like, my brother asked for that picture. He was like, "I got to see my aunt, and it was, like, a surprise, like, visit," and he mostly wanted just to see me, but he was like, "I want a picture of you guys." So, we have this funny relationship, my older brother and I, in which, like, he just always does these, like, crazy smile, like, funny smiles at me, so I was trying to mimic, like, the weirdest smile I could make back at him because I was like, "I don't wanna take a picture, Jim," like, "I don't want a picture taken." And, but for his sake, because he knew I had been just going through, like, hell, like, he was like, "I want a picture," and he was, like, so happy for them, and he, like, loved them. But, like, if I was, like, really wanting to put, like, a glamorous picture of myself, and by the way, I never said I was gorgeous, like, I only said I was pretty in those videos, which I wasn't totally straight at that time, obviously, when I did my Tiny Butterfly Queen videos. But I only said it because a couple which I shouldn't have had to say because I shouldn't offend myself, but they were like, "You don't cam up, like, you're hiding something," like, stuff like that. But, I do look like a country girl, like, I without makeup, like, that's what girls should look like, they should look like country girls, they should just have, like, like, cute features, like, their face, like, washed, like, no makeup on, but sometimes, like, during that time, I really didn't take care of my hair, like, I didn't get it highlighted like it is now, like, it's pretty blonde and long and, like, almost some platinum in it, like, I like it, it looks really good, but, like, wasn't getting my hair done. I was brushing my hair, but it was sticking out everywhere. Like, I don't feel like I have to brush my hair, like, constantly, like 50 times in a row or flip it around a million times to have it just right for a picture. So, yeah, I mean, they made fun of my pictures, which whatever, you can make fun of my pictures. If I really was, like, upset that I did a goofy smile in that I wouldn't have made it my avatar picture. "Hey, Jules, my dad finished his last radiation treat." "Oh, good." And he's, "Oh, hey, God's child." I was like, "Wait a second, that's God's child." I didn't even read who was saying it. "Sorry, God's child." "Oh, I'm so glad." 35 radiation treatments. That's awesome, God's child. Oh, that's, like, so relieving. Like, I know my mom only had breast cancer once. There's a rumor that she had it twice, but she had it once. It was stage 3. It's been 13, almost 14 years she's been in remission. Um, but when she got the all clear, because it was like only like a 30% survival rate from it, I think, something like that. When she got the clear, like, it was just I remember doing, like, this happy dance. I remember exactly where I was in my apartment at the time, and I was just, like, dancing, like, you wouldn't believe, like, I was so happy. Like, but I had this weird peace that she was gonna be okay. Like, I just had this weird peace, and my mom didn't, but I was like, "No, mom, I know." Like, I just have this peace that it's they're gonna cure it. Because it was in all but 1 lymph node. Like, I guess she had 11 lymph nodes under her one arm that when they went to test, and it was in 10 out of 11, so it really wasn't good prognosis at the time. Um, but after her radiation, because I think she did chemo first too, and then she did the radiation, and she was yep, they did tests, like, they do I think they still do, like, yearly blood test to check to see if there's, like, markers for cancer, and, they always come back clean, so it's just such happy news. God's child, I'm so happy. Caroline has a plastic bag on her head. Yeah, exact oh, Caroline. I don't like, once again, like, Izzy came on the scene when I was gone with my mental breakdown. So, see, I'll laugh about that, like, sometimes I just laugh about things that are not funny, but, um, yeah oh, I didn't mean to put that up there, but that's a good one too. But I don't like, he came on the scene when I was gone, so I didn't even know who Izzy was. I was just like, "This is really weird, I think there were 2 videos on Chicken Winner's page. And like I said, I just thought that maybe she got, like, some kinda, like, weird vibe from Izzy or something, that he was a scammer, and maybe she, like, jumped to conclusions or something and then thought you were involved in it, but, like, you don't get involved in that kinda stuff. And obviously, it sounds like he wasn't a scammer, so yeah, it is a long, painful process, right, God's child? Just the emotions, everything. Oh, wow, spinal stroke. Exactly, that doesn't make any sense, Jesse. That's the vibe I got from it, didn't make any sense. I just kinda put those videos out of my mind, and I still watch Chicken Winner because I still liked her other videos, but I was like, maybe it was just some kind of a weird, misunderstanding, um, but I didn't know the whole story. I just knew who I believed, and who I thought maybe was confused about it. I'm sorry, I'm a little behind, so I'm trying to catch up. I don't look pretty in that picture, Caroline. It doesn't even look like me. Like, I'm doing a weird smile, like, and then she put a sticker on my face and put up, like, I think the worst picture of there was more pictures, but she didn't put those up. No, I didn't look pretty. Like I said, like, my hair is not highlighted. It's sticking out everywhere. I'm doing a goofy smile for my brother, but clearly I wasn't, like, scared to put that up there because I know what I look like. Like, so if I put it as my avatar, and I put it my avatar, like, it's been out for like 2 months. Like how they found on my, like, searching on my Facebook, hoping they'll find some, like, craziness on there. They found, like I only put up our recipes because, like, I'm keto now, been keto for, like, 3 or 4 months, so I love, I love desserts and making desserts. So I'll tag all the desserts on there just because I'm like maybe if I go to a function like I'll like make it, which I probably will never go back and review and find the ones, but they look so good. So I'll just tag those on there. Um but it was like, "Oh no, you found you found like a couple funny pictures of me and you found one of me holding a skunk and I'm like sunburned and my hair is like not done or highlighted." Like I mean, I definitely living in the country, I definitely let like, not my looks go, but as far as like, I mean, I still put makeup on and I can still look, good and fix my hair, but I never said I was gorgeous, like ever. And I mean, like makeup, definitely when you just have no makeup on, it looks totally different. But it's just funny. Like, let's just like just stalk her and find anything we can on her. Like, thankfully, I wasn't putting any, like, crazy comments on my Facebook page. I mean, the only time I really made crazy comments was, like, the first couple months, like, then I was fine after that, like, once they figured everything out, then they got it under control, but, um, like, don't think that for, like, 9 months I've been, like, acting crazy. I wasn't acting crazy for 9 months. I just went through, like, the whole speech issue, affected my speech, and, I couldn't really get much more than a couple sentences out. Joe was really patient with that, like, we could just sit in quiet, like, he didn't need me talking. It was fine. He actually started talking a little bit more to kinda compensate, you know? Yeah, see, I didn't know that she contacted your family. That's not cool at all, like, at all. "Hey, D-City. Good morning. You're in the bushes?" Yeah, you hear me, I hope you don't mind me doing your comment, and thank you for, shooting it straight, Nitty. Well, Jesse, thank you. I appreciate that. But like makeup does help and like fixing your hair helps and wearing a cute outfit and not doing a weird smile like help. Like I have the same features I have in all my pictures, but if you do a weird smile, it's gonna make you not look great. But I wasn't trying to like look gorgeous or anything. Hey, marker. Um, like I said, if I was, I would like filter it and like have had my hair fixed and my makeup done, and done all that kind of stuff and put on a lot of makeup and fake eyelashes and tried to like glamorize myself and try to look gorgeous as I supposedly said. Oh yeah, like I said I was pretty a couple times in those funny videos because people like said, "Oh yeah, I already said that. I wouldn't cam up." I'm like, "No, I'm pretty. Like I'm not hiding anything." But I didn't mean like I'm pretty. Like I'm just so conceited. I'm so gorgeous. Like, no, that's not me. I'm not like that. Alright, let's go back to finishing, Nitty's, commentary. Thanks for hopping in here, Nitty. I was
Over
gonna
here
call you
talking
D
about,
City.
oh, I got $1,000 in a month. You got $1,000 donated to your broke ass. You got $1,000 on your super chat. People don't want to give to your raggedy ass no more. They see where the money going, dog. They see that you ain't came up at all. They see that you still playing little elementary games, digging in people's life that you ain't got nothing to do with, man. Because your life is boring. Your life is pathetic.
Nitty's shooting it straight. I'll let Nitty shoot it straight from now on and not get involved.
Your life is sorry. Only somebody that have nothing to look forward to will wake up in the morning to dig in somebody else's life. I don't know what's going on with Jews. Like I said, I hope that she don't get run. I hope she don't let them run them off. I hope she don't let nobody run her off from her YouTube channel anymore. It'd be nice if her and her husband get back to interviewing the girls of her city, or at least trying to help them again. Maybe just by giving out clothes or whatever, man. Because it was really a good deed and a humanitarian thing that they was doing.
I appreciate that, Nitty.
To help their community stay afloat and to show some love to people that couldn't show love to themselves. Now, Mama Kelly, good to see you, Mama Kelly. That's number one.
You said some really nice stuff about Mama Kelly in here too. I'm not gonna play it. Like I don't know Mama Kelly, so I don't have like anything I can comment on. I just play it. Um, but I do know she went through some tough times. I know a little bit. Like I didn't like look into a lot of it, but I know that she got her apartment and she's doing a lot better. And she got a lot of encouragement from people. She got a lot of hate. She got a lot of haters, but she is a very strong woman and she pushed through it mentally and dealt with a lot because I mean, I think she was even like people got on her about her daughter, everything when she was suffering like from the loss of her daughter. So, I'm glad that she's doing well. I did see it pop up that she had a video, so I have to watch it still. Like her like an up to date like what's going on with her. So, I'm looking forward to watching that. So once again, thanks Nitty for shooting it straight to me and giving me some corrective criticism. It made me get a little teary-eyed. It was a little teary-eyed because you were right, and I've been thinking the same thing, but I appreciate it, and, like, you've always been shooting me straight from day one, so appreciate it. And I'll try to hop into your chat. There's a couple people in there that don't like me anymore, but I don't think they can see me, so it's totally fine. Just people that just I don't think they understood what happened to me. Um, I really don't know. Like I'd love to talk to them and ask them, but they wouldn't say hi back to me, so I'm not gonna be petty or get my feelings hurt about it. It's just it is what it is. Sometimes you lose friends when you go through tough times, and that's all that it is, you know? Yeah, I do mascara and a little lip gloss too, Caroline. Yeah, it's nice being in the country. Like I said, I think I forgot to say before, like when I lived up north, it was like you had to dress like preppy and perfect. And I used to. Like Joe did not like preppy. Like he didn't like, like not that he didn't like the hair or like the makeup, but it was pretty obvious to me that he was just like me natural. And so I did get kind of like lazy with it and I could probably like I said, just got my hair done by she's awesome. She did a really good job. It's pretty blonde, and I've gotten compliments on it. I think it does look really nice. Because I do look better as like it's not bleach blonde, but it's pretty blonde highlights. Um, so I did just recently say like, you went through a lot, like you need to start to kind of like, take care of your, image a little bit, and feel better. Like I got my nails done maybe a month ago, because they were getting really long, and I was just like, I don't have to look country. Like I can have like a little bit of glamour, you know. Joe did notice my hair for the very first time. That was funny because I used to get my hair done sometimes, and they didn't do it right. And this time he kept giving me these looks, and I'm like, "Why are you looking at me?" Because I wouldn't tell him I got my hair done because I was waiting for him to like, because he's never said like, "Oh, your hair looks nice," or "You got your hair done." Because we're down in like in the country, like we got like well water, and a lot of these places they're just like little they're not like bad salons, but they're nothing like the salons up north where I came from. Like they don't know how to really know how to do hair too well. So I've gotten it done down here a couple times. I just got frustrated because it would get brassy and it just never turned out right. So I was at actually Cracker Barrel, and this girl had really pretty platinum blonde hair, and I was like, I was too shy because I am really shy. I was too shy to ask her. So Joe's like, "I'll ask her, don't worry." Like he was like, "Okay, she likes your hair. Where did you get it done?" So she told me, and it's like 15 minutes down the road, and she gave me the girl's name. And I didn't have to tell her much like what to do. She knew exactly like what I wanted and she fixed it. Looked great. And then the brassiness from like the well water, um, it was totally gone and just pretty blonde. And she said, "Wash my hair every 3 weeks with Dawn." She's like, "It's gonna make it dry for a little bit, but that gets the minerals from the well water out of your hair so it can stay the same, like, platinum color." So I was grateful for that, and I was grateful for the girl at Cracker Barrel for being nice. She, she said she does she's like, "What girl at Cracker Barrel?" She's like, "I do all the girls at Cracker Barrel's hair." And she's like, "And, like, this store and that store." I was like, "Oh, then she's definitely good." She's, been doing hair for a really long time, and she knows what she's doing. Yeah, I did I heard that in Nitty's live that she's gonna be a grandmom. It's awesome. Don't get me started on mom kid Jessie. Oh, yeah, Caroline, yeah, it's like went red for a while because it just was going red. Like, I have auburny hair, but it was going red from the minerals, and so I was just like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go this color," but it doesn't look good in pictures, and, I don't like it, so 'cause my mom doesn't like it. I'm going to visit my mom in a week, and she likes me blonde, blonde, so Joe's like, "I knew you were gonna get your hair done before you went to see your mom," and he's like, "No, I really like it." So finally got a compliment on my hair from Joe. He's just really not into that stuff, but, she'll be pleased, like, she'll definitely like it. It just matches my skin tone better when it's blonde, I guess, and I was, like, light colored when I was young, but thank you, Caroline. Oh, thanks, D-City. Yeah, we just gotta keep it special, right? We gotta keep the nastiness out. I hope you heard the beginning of it where I acknowledged some of the things that you said that I agreed with. Like Julia Roberts, yeah, I'll never live that story down. Was 6 months of my life, like, I was too stubborn to ask for help, it was horrible, but somehow it slipped out. I guess I said it, I have no idea, I didn't say I was Julia Roberts, although I think I mentioned my dad says, like, when I get real thin, I look like Julia Roberts. I might have mentioned that, which I don't see it, but, like, when I'm real, real thin, like, I do to him look like that. So I might have mentioned that, and it turned into the story of I think I'm like Pretty Woman Julia Roberts, you know, like no, I don't think so. Or like Joe was a John, and then I fell in love with like his whatever. I'm not gonna say it. Like no, Joe and I talked on the phone for like 6 months. We were friends. I fell in love with his voice actually. Like he just had such a kind voice, and we just became good friends. And he found out what I was having to do, and he was just like hell no when he met me. Like, he had already kinda planned it somehow, like, I guess he liked my voice, so he'd already kinda planned it out, like, that he was going to, like, try to get me, like, out of the situation because he knew, like, financially, I was really bad off because I had saved up money, so it was 4 years I waited for disability, and I had saved up money, and I was able to support myself for 3.5 years with the money that I had, um, which I'm very proud of myself for. But when we met, we just like, that was it, like, wasn't really a discussion if he was gonna be my boyfriend, it was just that's how it went, you know, he was nev after that, like, every day we talked no, every day we saw each other, I think, I think he would drive, like, the 45 minutes to an hour up to see me every day, so we didn't have to, like, be apart, and then it was like he asked me, like, maybe 3 months in if I would marry him, so that's how that happened, so if you wanna turn that into the Pretty Woman story, you can turn it into whatever you want, but those aren't my words, and I don't think of it like that. And he's definitely not broke. Yeah, definitely. Does it, Caroline? Yeah, it hasn't so far. But maybe wash it with if you do go platinum again, Caroline, just wash it with, Dawn. She says that's the best better than purple shampoos. Although there's Shimmer Bright, I think she said then, so purple shampoo only, she said, covers it, like, it puts a coating on it. It doesn't actually get rid of the brassiness. So, the brassiness is chemicals or, like, mineral sorry, I got hiccups. The brassiness is actually chemicals, the minerals, sorry, minerals in the water, the well water. And then we had it worse too. My hair was like real brassy for a while, up until I got it done because we had old metal pipes in the house, and Joe had to redo all the pipes. So now they're PVC, I think. So it got a little bit better, but the brassiness was still there. So I'd try purple shampoo, and it would like leave purple marks in the tub, and it wouldn't work. But that's what she said, just wash it with the Dawn every 3 weeks, and that gets rid of the minerals, and then if there's any, like, left over from that, then do shimmering lights, which is she said it's like she's like, "I shouldn't be saying that, I should be trying to sell you, like, my expensive stuff," but it's cheap purple shampoo from Walmart, and it's called, I think, Shimmering Light, something like that. So, it works the best, she said. So, just so you know, if you like your hair platinum blonde, because 'cause I'm gonna stay this way, um, that's the regimen. And she seemed very, very good at her job, and she'd been there for a while. She looked young, like, she only looked in her 30s, but she definitely knew her stuff. "Hi, Mother Clucker, what am I doing?" Joe's a good yeah, he is a good fi he's super good. We went fishing yesterday. He didn't catch anything. They were scared off by, I think, some geese were in there, so they were kinda skittish, but he it was clear, the water was clear, and there were tons of fish. We go fishing, his best friend grew up on a farm, and his mom still owns the farm she, like, rents it out, I don't know what that's called, leasing it out or whatever, the land, so that pays the taxes, but that just pays the taxes, the house is huge, it's like this huge farmhouse, And but they have this really cool pond back there that they used to fish for because they've been friends for like over 20 years. So we're allowed to just go back there and fish whenever, and there's like a lot of bass. So we go other places, but that's the best place to go to catch fish. But nobody was biting yesterday because I think because of the geese. So we were there for just like an hour and he didn't catch anything. Normally he'll just catch like fish after fish. I just love watching him fish because he's like skilled at it. I'm horrible at it. Like I'll fish, but I'm horrible at it. Like it takes like thought every time I cast. Like, am I casting it right? His is just like nature, like just natural. Oh, I don't work now, mother clucker. I don't know who you are, but no, I'm fully disabled. I've stepped on a few chicken necks in my day. In the conditioner form? Yeah. I don't know. I think she said shampoo, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I had money from working because I did okay. Oh, the will dry your hair out? Do you really trust me, sunshine? I think Joe was just talking about is that with like the long pole where it takes like a really big cast but it flies? I think that's where he's taking me next, but I'm not sure. Um it's not stick fishing, it's something else. You actually have to be in the water, just me sunshine, I think. You caught a few sharks and stingrays? That's awesome. Yeah, I don't really like it. It's tedious. Fishing to me is tedious. Like I said, I like watching it, but for me to do it, I don't like it. And maybe if I've been fishing since I was like a little girl, maybe I would because I wouldn't have to put so much thought into it every time I cast. But like I'll cast and I'll get it caught in the trees or like totally different direction than I'm planning on sending it. Yeah, I'm not good at it. I caught a fish. I caught my very first fish about a month ago. Joe was so proud of me. But it didn't even catch it the right way. Like it didn't even bite it, I think. It was like stuck to like the side of its face, which I felt bad. But it doesn't seem like it really hurts him when you pull it out. But I didn't even catch the fish legitimately, like, it was just, like, an accidental, like, the fish was probably trying to bite it, and it, like, caught in his cheek, but Joe was still like, "Oh my god, you caught your first fish." I was like, "Yay." It was fun. He still thinks it's hilarious, though, because I was holding it, it was a bass, by its mouth, and then I was, like, looking inside. He was like, "You were inspecting it?" I was like, "Well, I wanted to see, like, what its mouth looked like in there, and if I could see any body parts." But you just see, like, the skeleton of the mouth in there. But he still laughs about that, I don't know why it's so funny, but apparently it's funny. Me inspecting the fish's mouth. I didn't even wanna touch it, but he was like, "You gotta touch it, you gotta hold its mouth, you gotta learn." So I was like, "Alright." Oh, fly fishing, okay. I'll have to ask because he's planning on it. Probably this weekend we're gonna do it, so I'll be able to tell you next time what it was. Oh, they tone the brassy hair. Oh, so if the condi you're I have washed my hair when it's gotten real dry from the well water. I have washed my hair with just conditioner. So if it does tone it, then that's what she was probably saying. It just like covers it up. Yeah, I'll give that a try. Thanks, Mother Clucker. Yeah, maybe I would like that, Just Me Sunshine. It might be the standing for long periods of time too, but sitting in a boat, it might be more fun. That's a good idea. You only like fishing if you're catching. What's the bat for? Sometimes a bit. That's funny. Stay in the boat. They're flopping all around, and she's gonna smash him with a with a bat? Jeez, I'll sit this one out. Your mom likes fishing? I didn't know that. So once again, I know I was crying at the beginning, so please don't feel like you have to, like, baby me or something like that. I was crying because it's hard to take corrective criticism and deal with it when you kinda know it already in your mind, um, but to hear it out of someone else's mouth is it made me get a little teary, both because I knew it and because, but don't feel like you guys have to, like, walk on eggshells with me or anything like that. Like, I have a clear bill of health as far as mentally. Although, like I said, Nitty was definitely right on like most of what he said, like because it will bring you down. Like there's no room for it in your brain. It'll take your peace away, and and even if you don't notice it at first, like if it's affecting your subconscious or your conscious, it's definitely affecting your subconscious to listen to that kind of stuff and to be berated. That's why they do it. So that's just their MO. They've been doing it for a long time. And there are some people on this planet that don't deserve to be listened to, or acknowledged the bullshit that they say. So, but you guys can talk about it. Don't think like, oh, Jules is like fragile. She cried. She's fragile. I can't talk about anything or whatever. Please don't feel that way because it's not like that. I was crying because I was really mad at myself for falling for it again and being on the defensive. Do you like sulfate free shampoo, Mother Clucker? Because I find it to be drying. She did. She got paid to fish for the boss's dinner. Nice. So she must be a good fisher person, fisher lady. Yeah, Mother Clucker, but my hair is dry because I don't have any hair oil. Like I literally could not wash it for a week, which I don't do. Don't spread that rumor. But I could go a whole week and not wash it, and it's still super dry. Like not super dry, but it tends to be dry. Like I have American Indian in me, and I swear it's just got to be the American Indian. I don't know because no one else in my family has dry hair. But when I'm thin, I have high cheekbones. Like, I mean, I am thin, but I mean, like, when I'm real thin, because sometimes, like, I just go through phases. Like, I'll just get real thin out of the blue. Um, Sometimes too thin, and my cheekbones are high, so I think that's American Indian. And so I swear my hair is the same. I'm not saying all American Indians have dry hair, but my grandma's it came from my grandma, and she had real dry hair. She would just get, like, perms and, like, leave them. She always dyed her hair red. She looked like, what's her name? I Love Lucy. She looked like, the actress on I Love Lucy, and I can't think of her name right now. But my grandma she's still alive. She's 98. She's beautiful. She's such a pretty lady. But she would dye it, like, a really pretty red and have it just curled, like, pretty curls. Like, not the short grandma hair, like, a little bit longer and, like, soft curls, and it looked really pretty. Made her look even more like I Love Lucy. Someone will remember the lady's name. I should know it off the top of my head, but my memory's still not great. I still have a little bit issue with which I was gonna say, so I forgot to acknowledge because I was thinking about cash donations. Um, I mentioned that Jessie Hope had donated twice shoes, which were super like so helpful because the girls needed something comfortable to wear, and they took good care of those shoes. Like they were wearing them. Like they would lose other shoes that I would buy at the or got donated, but most of the shoes I had to buy from the thrift store. Um, but she donated that and some food, I think, a couple times. But she also was a patron, and so was Diana. And I wanted to thank you guys for being patrons because you guys were patrons and faithful. And there were some more, and I can't think of that. That's what triggered it. I can't remember. I couldn't remember that, and I couldn't remember who else were patrons. So I can't thank them because I don't remember. Obviously, I don't think we have any now because we haven't been active, which I would expect. Like, I would never expect anyone to send money when we're not active. So I can't go back to look to see who were patrons. But thank you so much, both of you. Just me, sunshine. Yeah, because you're cute. That's okay, Caroline. You can listen to the beginning if you want, but yeah, I couldn't stop the tears. I tried, but it was just kind of a big deal to me too because it's like a different way of thinking too. Like I clearly hadn't gotten better from that as far as being on the defensive. So it's a different way of thinking of like, of course their opinions don't matter, and it was a lot for me to like talk about. So I got teary eyed. I don't know why I didn't get a notification. Sorry, Caroline. Yeah, exactly, Mother Clucker. I just wash it like twice a week. And I put on tons of conditioner. Oh, yeah, Jessie, I'm sorry. I hope if Chicken Winter hears this, I hope she doesn't make any more mean videos about you. I only saw two. But like I said, I wasn't around much and I didn't even know who she was. Like I just found her humor funny. Add oil Olaplex. I bought that. That's funny you said that. It's sitting right next to me actually. I find it like a little too greasy. Maybe I put too much of it in, but I bought that stuff and I have the Olaplex conditioner, which seemed to work for a while, but then it just seemed to stop. So I got you know how you get those little packets of stuff at the at Walmart or whatever of like it's hair masks. Like I use those. I try to mix those up and they seem to work. But I found one that had banana in it. It's working really well. It's like banana and I forget the other thing they have in there, but it works pretty good. And I put like a little bit of like just like serum, like the frizzy stuff in there, so it's not like sticking out everywhere. What is Jesse doing? Yeah, Luna was talking about rosemary oil. We actually have some because Joe just ordered a big bottle of it because it's supposed to keep the ants away. And in the fridge where we put the eggs to sell, they get ants in there, which is really gross. So we put some in there last night, but it didn't keep them away. It definitely smells like rosemary oil, but they still went in there. I guess they smell the eggs. I mean, they're not on the eggs, they're just like crawling around in there. Maybe they just want like a dry place to hang out. I'm not sure. Yeah, it really is once a week. That's what you're really supposed to. It just sounds grungy. But you really probably are only supposed to wash it once a week. It's not like it's getting dirty unless you have greasy hair. Like my sister always had greasy hair. Like every day she wake up, it would be greasy. I was jealous because I wish I had a little grease, but not that much grease. But definitely, she could have given me some of her grease, and she had to have to wash it. And my dad every day, they have to wash it every day. But mayo with egg, I'll try that mother clucker. I'll try the Olaplex oil for shine. Just put like a little bit on. Like I lately, since I've been trying to take better care of myself, since I've been, better, getting my nails done and all, like I put product in my hair so like it's tame and it looks pretty. But I also have to, look good for my mom. I can't be like all kinds of, you know. My mom always like tried like not lately since things have been going wrong, but like she would buy clothes and get me to do dress up and like I'm like, Mom, I'm not your doll. Like I know, but she puts a little emphasis on, like, weight and looks a little more than I do, but she looks great. My mom looks really good for her age. Oh, wow, your hair is that long, Caroline? Wow. Apple cider vinegar, yeah, that she used to use that. And, or just any kind of, vinegar she used to kinda help and it gave her hair, like, a nice shine. Shine translates to oily in your hair. Oh, there's 5 and 7 videos? Oh gosh, Jesse. I'm glad I didn't see them. Then I might have gotten really mad. Oh, you were saying Jesse meaning our Jesse. I was thinking for some reason I thought that um Diana brought up her son Jesse. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, don't look, don't watch. I was like, what are you saying, Jesse? Don't look at what? I'm just used to Diana talking about Jesse, so I was like, what? Yeah, people with greasy. Yeah, my skin's okay. It got a little greasier lately. I'm like, well, I don't know what happened with that, but I was like grateful for it because I just washed my face in the morning and it's like not as dry. But then it's not as greasy now. So it was just like a month long, my skin got like a little greasy in the morning, and I was like, "Oh, sweet." Because you're right, like people with olive complexions, their skin looks good. They don't wrinkle as much. Thank God I haven't gotten any wrinkles yet. I'm waiting for it, but I haven't. Because my grandma's very wrinkly. She got wrinkly young. I never heard of brags. I agree, Mother Clucker. People should just be allowed to be themselves, and no one should be making fun of them. Another reason a person should not need to hear. Oh, yeah, Jesse. I was like, yeah, that's just not our Jesse. There's some misunderstanding somewhere along the line. And that's the only thing I have against Chicken Winter. Like I don't have anything against her. Like I don't know. Like I said I liked her stuff, but that I was just like that's something had to have happened. Like I don't understand. And I should have learned from you too, because like you said, you like felt bad you did that video. Like when you stand up for yourself, you do because you're like, I shouldn't even have to defend myself. I should just like let it go. But it's really hard. And I don't like to be stereotypical, but I think it's harder on women when it comes to other women attacking them to feel like they have to be on the defense and like defend themselves. Um like I wish I had Nitty to like, tell them off for me all the time. That would be nice. I'll be definitely listening to more of his lives so I can hear him tell them off and I'll just live vicariously through that. As he tells them exactly who they are and I'm like, "Yes, I could never say that. I would be like torn to shreds if I said that stuff." But it's funny coming from him. Wrinkles come from low stomach acid? Huh. And sun, yeah. I think no, I'm not saying any sounds like I'm saying bad things about American Indians, but I think it's American Indian too. I think because she's got a lot of American Indian in her. She's got more wrinkles, but I'm not exactly sure. I haven't done the research. But she still looks really pretty with the wrinkles. I guess I'm a little vain. I don't want to wrinkle too young. Like my older siblings, they're not much older than me. They're like one's 18 months and one's 3 years older, but they've already started wrinkling. So I'm like, all right, I've got like 3 years to go. Pretty like, no, I'm not saying bad, like really bad wrinkling, but they're wrinkling pretty much. So I'm like, oh, maybe hopefully I got someone else's skin, and I'm gonna wrinkle like that. My mom, she doesn't have any wrinkles, so maybe, fingers crossed, I got my mom's wrinkling ability or lack of wrinkling ability. I remember, like, my ex-boyfriend back when my mom had cancer, she had to she had to shave her head because she was losing her hair. She, didn't have any wrinkles, and my ex said, "She looks like she's 40." I was like, "Yeah, she does, she looks great." She was pulling off the Sinead O'Connor look. She looked really pretty. She did. Like, I think she had a couple wigs, but she didn't really wear them. She just wore, like, head things because they were itchy. You don't know until you have to go through it, but, yeah, apparently, like, the thing underneath is, like, super itchy. Plus, my mom is got a little sensitive skin, so it's probably itchier for her. But I think bald women, when they go through stuff like that, or bald women in general, especially, like, African American women that keep their hair short, I think it's really attractive. I mean, it's like all nationalities do it now, but I think it was, like, more predominant, they would keep it short. And now, like, Caucasians are doing it, but I think it's really pretty on girls. I couldn't do like, I don't have the confidence to go for short hair. I can't even do, like, a bob or, like I know it would probably be cute if I cut it into a bob, it'd probably be better, but it wouldn't have to deal with the dryness, but I just can't, and Joe wouldn't let me, but I really don't have the confidence for short hair. Plus then I'd probably cry for, like, a week, like, "It's gonna take forever to grow back." And my mom likes my hair long. I kinda do what my mom says because, mothers know best. So long and blonde. Although, like I said, I've been definitely not diligent with that, living in the country. I've gotten lazy. And when it wouldn't turn out right and I spent, like, $200 to get my hair done, why would I keep going back to get it done if I didn't have the right salon? It's nice to find the right place, like, to find a good doctor, to kinda find a good hairstylist, like, it's always nice. Then you don't have to worry about it, you just know where you're going. But I probably tried, like, 6 salons over the last yeah, probably because it's been 6 years. So, probably 6 salons in the last 6 years or maybe more. None of them were good. Snacks and breads make you this from the sugar god's child? Yeah, I don't eat any sugar now, like, none, because I know that's really bad for free radical damage, sugar. She doesn't look Mother Clucker, she doesn't look from her video with her, she doesn't look old enough to have to be on oxygen. She looks really pretty. She looks young and pretty. I don't know. I've heard that she was on oxygen. Maybe she said it herself, I don't know. Plenty of stomach acid, hate being in the sun. Although I like hot showers. Good, I'm glad you don't have any wrinkles. I like hot showers too. Like, when I first get in there, it's really hot, so I have to turn it down a little bit, but then, like, within a few minutes, it's, like, blasting. To each their own chicken, Diana. I know, why do they say that? Like, 40 is, like, this, like, number, like, I'm over 40, like, you have to cut it? No. But when my mom, after she which the phrase back then was, like, "After you have kids, long hair, you shouldn't have long," so she cut it into, like, a bob when after she had my sister or my brother. It was cute on her, but she didn't have to cut it short. She still doesn't have it short. It's, like, right above her clavicle, I think, my mom's hair, and it looks pretty. Oh, your hairdresser's on the second floor of a truck stop. Oh, that sounds like a shady place, Diana. Oh, okay, they were mad each other and didn't get along. Oh, that's why she just viewed you, clumped you in there. Right, that makes sense. Wait, she said you were his aunt? You were in on his oh, man. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Like, I'm trying not to say anything bad about anybody, so I'm just trying to, like, go along with it because, like, I don't wanna say I don't like someone, like, because I just sometimes I think people they hear stuff, like, there's hearsay, like, there's so many people that probably believe things about me just from hearsay, and then they go with it, and they get brainwashed, like, from hearing it a ton of times from certain people, um, so their view of the person is, like, already, like, because I know, Jesse, you got a lot of, like, flack for being generous with people, which you shouldn't have. Like, people just don't like people that have the money to give to other people sometimes, I think, and it pisses them off. So, you got, like, a lot of heat for a while, which was awful. Maybe she had, like, already, like, a predisposed, like, opinion of you, you know? Because I remember your name being brought up all the time, it felt horrible. Oh, wow, Just Me Sunshine is super long too. Yeah, I'm not gonna cut my hair for a few years, I don't think. It's, like, right down to the middle of my back, but I want it longer, so I think I'm just because whenever you ask them to just just trim it, I mean, they don't, they cut it, and, you're like, "I didn't that took me a whole year to grow." So now I'm just like, when I went to get it highlighted a few weeks back, they were like, she's like, "Do you want it cut?" And I'm like, "No. No, thank you." Plus the way that she highlighted it, it looks really nice, like, it just, like, lays nice and, like, she did such a good job. It doesn't need a cut. Like, if they don't highlight it right, then, yeah, it needs trim, but she said I didn't have any split ends, so I was like, "That's I'm great." Oh, because I said, "I don't know if my hair is that healthy because it's a little dry." She's like, "No, it's healthy. You don't have any split ends." I was like, "It's just dry." I don't know how they get your hair so soft after they're done doing your hair too. I mean, I don't know if it's the shampoos and conditioners they use, like, the really high end, or just the way they brush it when they brush it a lot when they're blow drying it, but it always comes out so soft. Yeah, some bad cuts, yeah. I had one time years ago, a woman, like, she trimmed all these, like, layers in my hair. This was years ago, so they've grown out, but I was so pissed. Like, I asked for a trim. I did not ask for all these, like, short layers. Smoking drugs is even worse than cigarettes? Mm. Yeah, I mean, I know it changes the face structure, so I didn't know it wrinkled, but I would imagine I know smoking does make you wrinkle early because it depletes the oxygen to the skin. I used to have this guy, he used to get on me about vaping. He's like, "You're a pretty girl and you're gonna wrinkle early from vaping." I was like, "No, I'm not. I haven't seen it yet. I've been vaping for like 5 years." Watch tomorrow I wake up and I find my first couple wrinkles, and I'll be like, "Damn it, I shouldn't have been talking about that." Yeah, I Mother Clucker, I don't know about Maddie either. They were saying it was because of her eye, which upsets me, like, obviously, if her eye's too sensitive to look at the and she's not going to the doctors. Mm. Or maybe she just got frustrated and had enough of people making fun of her, you know? Which is, like, the worst, because someone at their absolute worst being made fun of, that's just how cruel people are. I hope so, God's child. I hope she's in rehab, but you did help so many people, Jesse. You probably helped more people than I did. Somehow my information just got out, like, around town that I help people out. I would tell them, "Don't tell anybody," like, "Don't tell anybody." That's how I don't know how Ollie knew that I gave money to Miss Passion because she said Miss Passion said she told Miss Passion oh, here, I said her name, but you know what I mean? I can say it accidentally once in a while, a couple of these people's names, but she said when she asked for money, she said, "Go get it from Jules," like, I and that was a weird sign too. I was like, "That's strange," because I told her don't tell anybody, so she clearly told Ollie, and I didn't want anyone to know that I helped her. Like, it's private. Oh, she can't read the chat. Hmm. Oh, that's a good way to put it, Caroline. Dusting. They can't misinterpret that. But I still don't even think I'm gonna have a dusting for a couple years because I don't believe like you hit 40 and you can't have long hair, but I don't think like maybe like 50s maybe. So I'm gonna try to enjoy long hair for as long as I can in my 40s. Hmm. Yeah, people are very good at like wanting to count other people's money, Jesse. It's ridiculous. Now, when they need money, that's totally fine, but they gotta like be the accountants for everybody else. Leave the accounting to Luna. And if Luna wants to audit me, Luna is absolutely free to audit me. She'll be like, "Holy shit, Jules, how much money did you spend?" Oh, the tension they used. That makes sense. Yeah, they definitely have tension on there. It feels good. I love getting my hair blow dried. Well, not around here because it's country, but around where I came from, we had blow dry salons. Like you could just go get your hair like just professionally blow dried. And they were busy. I never went to one, but they were definitely busy. Just don't overdo it. I know, Jesse. I'm trying to, yeah, I'm trying to understand that in myself because the videos she made about you were vile and disgusting. Um, but I think I see good in sometimes in people, and I did because she would say like she wasn't sure about things or like she might be wrong. Like she seemed like she would be like like if someone went to her and was like, "Yeah, that's not right," she'd be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's the initial impression I got before I even saw those videos. I didn't see those videos of you." Um, and so I kind of got like a liking of her because she was like, not, I didn't really see it as wishy-washy, though that's what people said, but I just saw it as her they being like, I think this way, but like I got these emotions and I'm feeling this way, and but I might be wrong. So I just kind of got that vibe that she was pleasant. I mean, the cursing, obviously, and like that, but that doesn't bother. Like, I don't curse a lot, but it doesn't bother me. But I know I really should, like, I should have, my opinion should have changed since those videos. But um, she seems pleasant to most people. It just seems like if she gets it is got shot. It's so addicting. Um, if she gets like a bug up her ass about somebody, like they'll watch out. And so I thought she just got a bug up her ass about you, and then I didn't excuse the videos, and I shouldn't like her because of you, because you're my friend first. But I saw something good in her that I just thought was cute and funny, and then I didn't notice the vile till I saw those 2 videos about you. But then again, like I said, I thought maybe it was some kind of misunderstanding that she heard from somebody else, and she just believed them. Because there was a lot of people that were doing that back, oh, I don't know, was that like 2 years ago? Oh, she did say she can't read the channel? Oh, that's a shame. You gotta take care of your eyes. If you don't take it like, eyes can really turn bad fast. No way. Oh, Diana. Does xylazine do that to your eyes, Godchild? Oh. That's what I was thinking, it could go bl she could go blind. Really, Godchild? Mm. I don't watch any of the ones from Kensington that we live right near Kensington, like, right over the bridge. I haven't watched any of that stuff lately. I should, like, get back into watching and going on their chats, but I haven't. That's also how you get your channel out, is you go in other chats and, um, get to know the people, and then, they get to know you and they come and but I think the majority of, like, this small community, I think they just know me from the bullshit that they've heard. They don't even know, like, the videos that we have. Like, I don't think they have even because we haven't put any out for a long time. I agree, Mother Clucker, that is horrific, being blind on the streets. She's gotta go to the doctors. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're putting poison in your body all the time. It'll affect every aspect of your body. It's such a shame because she was, like, still doing relatively well. Like, she still looked like Maddie up until, like, almost just, like, a year ago. She still, like, her face and everything still looked like Maddie, and then it just, she just changed so quick. Maybe it was 2 years ago. It feels like it was just a year ago. She still had, like, her little bob, like, little blonde bob, and she, like, was upbeat, but they put so much stuff in those drugs now, like the fentanyl and, like you said, xylazine, um, to make it, even more addictive because people, I guess, get used to I don't know how they get used to the fentanyl, but they eventually get used to the fentanyl, and they need more something else to make them higher. There was no misunderstanding? Alright. Oh, then I'm gonna have to change my opinion then, Jesse. I'll be putting no more comments under her videos. It's in both eyes, Jesse? Bye, Caroline. Did you say goodbye? Bye, Caroline. Have a good day. Is it 3 times a day, Diana? Wow. Right, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse. Yeah, that it would. Nitty's baby's mama. Well, you're gonna have to get blocked. I can talk about Nitty if I want to talk about Nitty. I don't say anything bad about Nitty. He lets me talk about him. Yeah, and that was kind of funny that I was pregnant with Nitty's baby. I do give that. That was something I said, and that is hilarious. Where I came up with that, my brain came up with that. I have no idea. Cause, and then I think it was like a month, not a month later, like a couple weeks later, I thought I was pregnant with Michael Jackson's baby. Once again, not going to talk about my psychosis much longer because it brings back bad memories. But that is a little funny. And then he was still super respectful about it. Like he wasn't like, what the hell is wrong with Jules? He was just like, he didn't say it. I don't think he said anything. He just like let it fly. Oh man. All right, I'll go. I won't binge watch, but I will go and search for them. Right, exactly. But when you have a big heart like Jesse and you're sensitive, it does affect you because you're like Well, it's kinda like me, like, when you've donated to somebody, you do make an attachment to them, unfortunately. Fortunately, depending on the person, like, fortunately, unfortunately. If the person is a good person and you donate, you get this bond with them and you care about them, but it's hard to once that, like, kind of friendship starts and you're like, you feel like a friend and the donating and all that, like, it is really hard to just cut them out of your brain. They don't exist anymore, but definitely something that I'm doing now. Hi, Kimbers. Yeah. You know I'm not gonna be on much longer. How are you? Yeah, definitely omega-3s are good. I drink this fish oil I'm supposed to drink for just to help my brain. It's just supposed to be good for the my brother told me about it. It's supposed to be good for your brain. And he told me about keto. Keto is really good for like what I went through as well, which is why I went keto. It took me a little while though, because keto is rough and no sugar is really rough. But he did it, and so we have, like I said, this, like, funny relationship where, like, we do, like, smile at each other weird, like, "Eh," and, like, try to, like, annoy each other, but in, like, a friendly way. Um, but when it comes down to it, like, he's always, like, trying to help. He's a good brother. So he went keto, and then he researched that it might be good for me. So it did he told me about it, like, 6 months ago, but it was really hard. Like, I kept craving carbs, and, I did it slowly. So for, like, 2 months, like, I cut back, but then all of a sudden one day I was just like, no, I'm going like full force, and I haven't had bread or sugar or like any form of carbs, like no rice, like whatever I get if it has rice in it, I like no rice for 3 months I think. So maybe it took me 3 months to decide to do it. And now like I don't crave any sugar. I don't crave any I do crave carbs a little bit once in a while, but I don't crave bread. And it's just supposed to be good for longevity of life too, just to cut all that crap out because I think sugar is like worse for you than some drugs. It is a drug. It is so addictive. And it's in like almost everything we eat. So, when you're thinking like you're just hungry for a hoagie, like you're not really hungry just for the hoagie because like I'll just eat the meat out of the hoagie. You're hungry for the bread and the carbs and the sugar that come from it and the dopamine that it releases. Nitty's black hoe. Oh, please. Yeah, you miss Nitty's old lady. No, it's okay, Kimbers. You didn't know it was on. Just good to see you for a few minutes. God's Child is a wealth of information, all natural stuff. Jesse woke you up early, Diana. Yeah, it's a lot of work to do the raw vegan diet, though, God's Child. It is a lot of work. You have to be you have to be close to we're not close to a grocery store. I've said that a million times, but I'm growing my own kale. In fact, I got to plant some more today because I don't have enough pots. So I've got kale doesn't need as much soil, I guess. So I can plant like 3 plants in there, but my tomatoes I can only they're only 1 pot. So we got these like cool like they're like these they're not terry cloth, but they're the really cool planters that you can't overwater them because it drains out. But they're expensive and it's a pain in the neck that I can only put 1 plant in there. Like I have a whole like little tier of all my plants and I ran out. I've got 4. I didn't run out. I got 4 left and I have like so many more plants. So Joe told me this morning, he said, you can plant 3 kale in each one. And I was like, you should have told me that before. He's like, you can walk your ass over there and sit by the planters and do it. I'm like, I was enjoying doing it on the porch. Oh, yeah, gotcha, I used to do that, Misfit Market, yeah. But then there were some that I didn't want, and then they just went bad, and I don't know, I just quit doing it. And it's expensive, like, not crazy expensive, but, like, everything adds up, you know? Like, when you have, like, cause I had, like, Ipsy, like, being delivered and, um, that, and then I would do the Home Chef meals for a while. They were really healthy and good. I thought they were really good. Um but you don't really realize what your subscription is, like, really what it, like, adds up to after a while, so I just like, if I'm not using it, all the vegetables I'll just plant my own garden because I like making green they're called green monster shakes, and you just put a whole bunch of kale in there, and, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do this year. Like, I know I can put, like, my Greek yogurt in there, but as far as, like, because I don't eat fruit either, I take a multivitamin that has fruit and veggies in it, but I don't eat fruit because it's actually really high in sugar, but I might do, like, frozen blueberries to give it, like, some flavor. But usually you put, like, bananas and, like, fruit and stuff, and then a whole bunch of kale, and then you don't it's green, that's why it's called a green monster, but you don't taste the kale, and it's super good for you. But I'm gonna have to somehow adapt it this year with my blender once my kale grows bigger. They're tiny little plants. I don't know if you guys heard one of my baby ducks hatched yesterday, and the second one is hatching today. Although we're gonna be going out of town, so our friend's gonna have to watch, like, the whole farm. Like, you're gonna have to feed the baby ducks, you're gonna have to feed the little chicks, different food than the big chicks. Like, there's, like you're gonna have to water my plants, take the dog out. Molly's coming with us because my parents, like, love to have Molly, so Molly's going in a little crate, but, they love Molly more than they love me. No. She's just hilarious. Hi, Light Angels Mommy, how are you? Welcome. Like, my mom gets up well, now I get up really early, but my mom used to get up earlier than me, and so she'd spend time with Molly, and my dad would, like, he would, like, feed her like, he likes, like, little Greek yogurt, so he'd eat all the Greek yogurt out, and then he'd leave a little in there for her, so she adores my dad, like, just adores him. She follows him around everywhere. And she's just quirky, like, she just does the funniest, quirkiest little things, so they enjoy her. They're always like, "Molly, do you wanna go potty?" And she gets so much attention. I look forward to seeing them when I bring Molly just to watch how they interact with her. They act like she's, like, my child, because 'cause I'm not gonna have any kids, so, like, Molly's my baby. She's our favorite grandchild. Okay, Jesse, thanks for coming in, and thanks for giving me all the information. You're welcome for venting. I understand. If it was the other way around, I would totally understand. Like, it would hurt my feelings, and so I have to be thoughtful of that. Yeah, it's so good to see Just Me Sunshine in here. I've missed her. It's been a long time. I'm glad people know that I'm live again. That's good that they're getting notifications. They're not scared to come in here and chat with me after what I went through. That's always nice too. I still have some more friends out there that were concerned and didn't judge me, jump to conclusions and judge me that like I was just crazy or something like that. Stuff happens, like you would never ever expect it. And if I could take it away of what happened, I wouldn't. It was worse than what other things that you guys know about me that I've gone through. It was far worse than that. So that's how bad it was. Yeah, that's true, God's child. I didn't know that. Electrical charges. I love apples, but apples are off. Like I can't do apples and peanut butter anymore, but I can do celery and peanut butter is keto friendly. But I love apples and peanut butter. It's like such a good combination. But you got to cut it up for that. Yeah, Just Me Sunshine stays out of the drama. That's for sure. Always has. She's a smart lady. I think you used to email me, didn't you, Just Me Sunshine? I think so. If you had anything to say, you would put it in there. Hey, Tammy, welcome back. Diana. We all have to learn this lesson Nitty gave. All of us must avoid shit. And don't battle with those people. They don't deserve it. Well, it's really just a waste of time and energy and brain power, but it does get to your subconscious for sure. Because you can only hear things like that are preposterous like so many times before you're just like, it's gonna affect you, you know? I mean, I'm sure it affects Nitty too, but Nitty just has a better way of handling it. A very straightforward way. And women are just cruel to other women like that. They really are. Like they will sugar like sweet talk a man like no other. And but other women, like you look at them the wrong way and you are totally screwed. And then you deal with any like mentally unstable people and you look at them the wrong way, like you're really screwed. I don't remember it as Little Blood, like Angel Mommy. Hmm. But then again, my memories, like I said, isn't totally back to like what it was before. Like I kind of blocked out like a good period of time. So like right before that, like people like names and stuff online, like it takes me a little while. That's right. I remember. See, it usually just takes like something for someone to remind me of something, and it'll trigger the memory. But it was a rough couple years like of bullying when I was on here. So there's a good reason why I think I blocked some of that out. I prefer the other community. The non-drama one, probably. Yeah, I kind of remember Little Blood, but I don't remember Little Blood in here. I don't know. I just remember. I remember, I think, seeing Little Blood somewhere, but I don't know for sure. Goodbye, God's child. You have a great day. Thanks for all your information. Right, you're smart, Just Me Sunshine. If you even like inkling of like saying something, then yeah, the shit will follow. The shit hits the fan. Hi, Diane. Good morning. You caught us at the end. Hope you're doing well. I know I started my chat early this morning. I dropped Joe off and then I decided I wanted to play Nitty's live because I thought it had some good points, a lot of good points, and then I knew I probably wouldn't catch all of you guys that early just because of time zones and everything, you know. Yeah, Kimber's Just Me Sunshine would be a nice person to chat with and be in the same chats with. She's very, very pleasant. Always cheerful, didn't badmouth people, stayed out of the drama. Like you, just very similar to you. Pleasant in the chat, supportive of people. Basically the kind of people I want in the chat, you know? No drama llama. Peaceful. Let me see if I can come up with any more adjectives because it's all coming back to me now. I'm not gonna sing that song. It's all coming back to me now. I promise. I'm no singer like Nitty. Plus, I'll get made fun of. Like, I don't know what the dynamic is with guys, like how they fight, but I know women, they'll make fun of you for like anything. But I would like to hear that from Nitty, like what it's like with men. Like, I think they just duke it out. Like, I think that's not like undermining like stuff like girls do. I think it's more like just threats. Like you mess with me, mess with mine, this is what's gonna happen, you know? And then like either it's done or it's not and it's squashed. It's not like this constant bickering back and forth. I think, but I'm not for sure. Because I don't remember my brothers having like squabbles with other guys. Like I don't think growing up there was like things that just like drag on and on and on and on. I think they just dealt with it and it was either unresolvable or they just let it go, you know? I think they just deal with things differently. Oh, nice, Just Me Sunshine. I don't know, Kimbers, do you have IG? I think I have IG, but I think that I don't. I was careful, like on all my media social site to not put much out there because like I'm not gonna say who it was, but there was someone way back at the beginning that was like stalking all that stuff and trying to get dirt, and I learned that way. I was like, no, I have a Facebook now, but it's got like nothing on it really. But I didn't have one for the longest time because I didn't. That's how what they do. They go in your background and they go look for you on Facebook, which I want to say real quick. There was a picture of a someone that has the same name as Joe, but it's not Joe, it's his dad. So there it's like an old picture of him when he was young. I don't know why they didn't figure that out because it's like a military picture of him when he was like 18. It's not Joe. So you guys are not doing your homework very well. That's not Joe. He doesn't look like that at all. I'm not saying that his pops isn't a good looking guy. He's a good looking guy, but maybe Joe looked like that when he was like 18. I'm not, well, no, he didn't. I saw pictures of him at 18. He didn't look like that. He has a cute face. Well, so does his pops. Pops has a cute face. I think Pops is adorable. His dad just had a birthday the other day, and we went over there and brought this cheesecake from this place called Tuckahoe Cheesecake Factory. It's not the Cheesecake Factory, it's called Tuckahoe, and it's like real, actual, real cheesecake. It's unbelievable. I couldn't have any. Oh, that was a little sad about that, but it was, we took it there for his birthday and surprised him, and he was so cute. He was so excited about the surprise birthday party. Like, he tries to act like he's not. He's got, like, that, like, real, like, serious, like, attitude, but you could tell he was, like, smiling. He was happy that we remembered and that we came and surprised him, and he had to blow out his candles. He took forever to come out of the living room. We're like, "The candles are burning. Hurry up." And then he was like, "Oh, I don't think I can blow those candles all out." Have you seen some worse Just Me Sunshine? Oh my god. I can't even imagine. But it's different too when you're like a channel creator. Like if they want to like mess with your channel, they can get pretty brutal with you. You know, if they just want to degrade your channel and like have it not start back up again and get back into like the charity work, they want to like distract you with like bullshit. So yeah, you're dealing with that and you're not having the energy and like improving to be able to go back into the charity work, you know? That's basically what happened in my opinion, and I fell for it, which was really ridiculous because this is like chats are fine, but my goal is to get back to Camden. That's why I started the chats back up to like work into it slowly and then get back up into Camden and dealing, you know, like it is a lot of stress being in Camden. Um, just because the girls are really needy and they need someone, they don't have someone just that can just listen to them and listen to like the problems that they're having. Like, I probably talked to each one of them for at least an hour a piece. Like, when you guys see the videos, they weren't like, "Hey, how's it going? Let's do a video of you," and then they were gone. Like, they would come in the trailer and spend at least an hour shopping and talking. And, you know, giving of yourself, like, emotionally and listening does drain you, you know? So I have to be at that point where I'm able to do it and not be totally utterly exhausted. And Joe just doesn't want me to have any like setbacks. So like I listen to him. He's like the guide. Like he guides me as far as that stuff goes because he's like on the outside watching, you know. And he would say if he'll say like he said not yet or something like that the other day, and I was like okay, like, which means, like, he kinda has, like, he knows when, the time will be so I can't say when, I'm not sure. No, that doesn't mean he's, like, the boss of me and, like, I'm, like they used to say, like, I have to do whatever Joe says, like, no, I just respect his opinion of things. You think it's live chats, Just Me Sunshine? Yeah, they take the live chats and, like, to tear them apart. Oh, bye, Tammy, you leaving? Bye, Tammy, have a good day. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I'd heard about honeybees, and I saw honeybees was having some nice live chats, but I don't know if she's having them anymore. Is she having them? Because I was thinking about going in, and she sounded like she's a nice person. But I do think I knew she was in that other chat, and I I'm wondering if she just kind of fell for that person like I did, like where you don't like as I did. I fell for some people that I shouldn't have fallen for. I should have seen the red flags, but I didn't. I think I would have if I wasn't quite as busy like with the charity. I think the charity took up a lot of my time and I wasn't being as cautious as I normally would have, and I fell for some stuff, but 'cause it was like multiple doing multiple things at once, which is taxing, you know. Yeah, how is Lego? He seemed like a nice guy. Thanks, Diane. Yeah, I wonder how that happened, Gimbers. Interesting. No, no, it's not interesting. Get to the bottom of that one. Do some detective work. Just kidding. I'm sure if she has lives though, she's still good. I mean, I've only heard anything but nice things about her. And like I've heard rumors about Mosaic Mama, but I don't listen to the rumors because people spread rumors about me. So if I ever catch one of Mosaic Mama's chats, I will go in it. She left a nice comment for me on one of my trailer videos, like saying how like awesome it was, which I appreciated. Because I think they want to get into doing. Do they want to get into doing more charity work? I'm not sure, but I think I remember Mosaic Mama from, Baubles, I think, but I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, people popped up while I was gone that I don't know anything about, like Izzy, I don't know that situation, and, Mosaic Mama, and there's a few others. And I didn't watch YouTube for a long, long time, much longer than Baubles, like a long time. Probably 6 months, I think. Maybe longer than 6 months. Maybe it was right up until I started the lives, like, I wouldn't I just didn't and it was so peaceful. Like, I think the plan that they have for Baubles right now, um, it sounds pretty good, although I think she's still gonna get she just can't watch it, like what I'm trying to say, like, with what happened with me. As long as she can be disciplined and stay out of it and not look at the people that don't matter, um, and the hate that they spew, then she'll be fine. But when she starts lives, if she does get back involved in that, then it's gonna be like Nitty said, it's gonna be the same, down the same path. Um, so I hope that she's able to. Hopefully, maybe she'll be able to like hear Nitty's like talk to me and this if she can. I know she's not allowed to watch. I don't think she's allowed to watch anything right now. She's just allowed to make videos. But I by far do not look down on her for what she went through, like, because, I mean, it can get to you if you let it. Hey, Thursday, there's another one, an OG. How are you? Yeah, I hope the best for Bobbles. Yeah, she's sensitive like me, though, she's a little more sensitive, so she's gotta be careful. But, like, all you gotta do is just ignore it. Like, if you don't pay attention to it, then it can't affect you. And if you do hear it, if you just take it with a grain of salt, like, who's it coming from? Like, whose mouth is it coming from? Then you're fine. And then don't get on the defensive. Like, just refuse to, like, get into the ball game of the being on the defense. Because the people, like, in football who are defense, like, they're big guys, like, they're huge. They can they can tackle, so, like, I don't have that personality, so, like, I don't need to be on the defense, like, I don't have the personality for, like, tackling, like, or the verbiage or whatever for it. Like, I'm not gonna come back at you, like, real nasty and, like, just keep going on and on and on. I'm just gonna avoid it. Oh, tell Bubbles I pray for her. Yeah, I still don't understand that, Kimbers. It must have been accidental. I still don't think it was for that reason. I just don't. I'm gonna stay on for like another 15 minutes because Thursday just came in. I can't believe it's been almost 3 hours. Time flew. I'm doing pretty well Thursday, thank you. Yep, I'm doing pretty well. I had a little if you listen to the beginning of this live, I had a little meltdown, but I say why. I cried a little bit. I don't cry very often, so I was kind of embarrassed. Oh, thank you, Victor. He always says that. Thank you, Victor, for coming. It's a nice sunny day today, Victor, huh? It's a nice sunny day at the zoo. Yeah, it's a shame I can't see Victor. He was like always my most like not saying you guys weren't polite, but he was my polite man that came in here, always saying thank you at the end of the lives. Because lives aren't easy. They're not. They're some people make it look easy, but it's still it takes a little bit out of you. But I enjoy seeing you guys. Oh, okay. Thanks, Thursday. Yeah, you hear me like "Whoa," blubbering idiot. Yeah, my energy is not back to what it was. Like my speech is better, like I said, but my energy isn't quite the same. They gotta put me on like Adderall or something. Just kidding. I could not tolerate Adderall with my heart rate. Probably some of it was getting sucked out of me by the bullshit, so that will help a lot. So I'll let you guys know if the other duck hatches. It should be today. I think there's 12 eggs, but I think only 3 are viable, I think, Joe said. He's better at like when we candle them, he's better at telling if it's viable or not. Like I thought there were 5. It looked like 5 ducks, but he said no, he thinks just 3. But if when we leave on vacation, if the 2 more hatch, then his friend's gonna have to deal with putting them in the well, we're gonna keep them in the house for a little while till they get bigger. Which is gonna be hard because I've already gotten attached to the one that hatched, and I don't wanna get attached to them because if I do, like, stuff happens. It's sad in farm life. But hopefully, I won't get too attached to them in the house. But they are so cute. Ducks are cuter than chickens when they're little, because they got their little beaks and their little web feet, and they're just funny. They're, like, quirky and funny. They walk all over each other. They peck at each other, and they just look confused all the time. Oh, yeah, no problem, Jasmine Sunshine. Yeah, vampires. They suck the blood out of you. Well, it is amazing, like, with your conscious and your subconscious, what does stick in your subconscious, you know? Because I did go right back like, clearly it was still in my subconscious because I went right back into it, like, defending myself, which was what I did before, which got me nowhere. Nowhere. Yeah, they're more wobbly. Yeah, they wobble and walk on each other like they don't know where they're going. They look confused. They accidentally step on each other. They're funny. But they don't hurt each other. They're just like but we have one male duck and 2 female ducks. So the female ducks lay eggs, which are viable, which now, like, we can't have any more ducks, so we can't incubate them. We can sell them, which sounds gross, but you can sell fertilized eggs because they're still edible, but we don't sell duck eggs. We just sell oops, sorry about that, guys. I just dropped something on the computer. We just sell chicken eggs. We don't have a rooster. But like I said, you can't eat fertile eggs. It just sounds kind of gross. But they only like obviously grow inside there if you put them under heat for 28 days and humidity. But if you do buy like free range, like ours, like free range chicken eggs that people sell on the side, like on their farm or side of the road or whatever, um, they will. You may not know because a lot of farms have roosters, so you may not know if they are fertilized or not because the people don't know and they don't care. They just sell them, which isn't like bad. I just find it gross. You too, Diane. You have a beautiful day. Thanks for coming in. Yes, Just Me Sunshine. PYE is great to remember. Oh, you guys are sharing a channel. That's good. Oh, good. Hmm. JMS is on top of it. I wish I had seen it so I could sub, but I didn't. I didn't know I saw it, but I didn't know what it meant because I like to go to chats that are good. They will be lost at least 4 times a week on this trap. Oh, that would be great, Just Me Sunshine. I'd love that. Oh, thanks, Thursday. Yep, it's been pretty good. We did have a few trolls for a little while there, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. That just with the same, like rude comments that really weren't that bad. I mean, they weren't nice, but they were just the same. It was just like rehash of the same BS. But yeah, hopefully now that I've been on for a little bit, is it Friday yet? I know, I wish it was because Joe has off on Friday. I'm so excited. It's not even Thursday yet. I'm like, if it was Thursday, I'd be like, tomorrow he has off. Oh, yes, thank you, Kimbers. Yeah, because it's nice to have all the OGs back and we can chat in other chats too, which would be nice without bushwatchers. Not that it really matters. We don't really talk other than the 2 lives I did where I vented. I don't think we don't talk about much. That's that interesting for bushwatchers to stay and record. Good, no drama there. Good. Yeah, the more of the OGs that come back in here, the better it'll be too, because it'll be more. It'll be a bigger force to reckon with. Yeah, Luna's listening. I think Luna's a good bushwatcher. She's been in the bushes. She's busy with her accounting. I'm so jealous, Luna, because I may have been able to for a while been at just continued accounting, but because I fainted, like you can't work fainting. Um, you could as an accountant. That was my first major was accounting, but I couldn't get well, like I could take the classes. I did take the classes and I could get through them as far as like passing the tests, but it was so boring. Like the first couple years of accounting, you probably remember, like just the concepts were just so dry. And I just it wasn't that wasn't for me, like, the accounting part, because 'cause I've done accounts payable and receivable, which isn't I know, not accounting, but it's still, like, working with numbers and stuff. I love working with numbers, but I really couldn't get I did my freshman year accounting, but, after that, I couldn't. And I probably could maybe, have lasted a little longer working, although I really like, I shouldn't have I probably should have been disabled, like, 10 years prior to when I was disabled, but they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't diagnose it. It was, like, evading everybody. Yeah, it was still calm the whole time, Diana, it was good. Yep, you are my original OGs. And Diane, she I think came from pretty early on, Diane Ostertag. Thursday was pretty early on. Luna came as soon as Luna came around. Luna was in here. Oh gosh, 16 hours. Yep, Caroline is too. She just went under a different name. Yep. Oh, nice. Payroll goes by quick. Good. But that is a long day. You're gonna be tired tonight, Luna. You sleep well. That would be good. And you have an excuse to not deal with any BS because you can just say, I am working 16 hours. Wait till my shift is done, or wait till tomorrow because I can't deal with it after my shift. Wait till tomorrow, and then I'll deal with it. All right, you guys. Well, I love you all, and I am quiet, which means I'm all talked out. I have nothing else to say. Nothing interesting. I can hear the little ducky chirping over there. I'm gonna go check it, make sure it's okay. Um, and yeah, hopefully I'll catch all of you guys in the next live, which it should be before I go on vacation. I should probably do another one before then. So, and hopefully, like I said, I'll have the camera hooked up. I'm not sure if it'll be the ducks or the chickens, but it would be nice for it to be the ducks. Um, oh, thank you, Marker. You are one of my good bush watchers. Thank you. I appreciate that. I came on like 8 o'clock, I think. Wow, is it noon already? Holy, what? I don't know. So that means I came on at 9. I thought I came on at 8, but I guess I came on at 9. Wow. You guys make the time fly. Make it fun. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for bush watching, Marker. You're the best. He was whacking the bushes. He was working. He was probably working and couldn't type in here. He just had to listen into my quiet voice, my peaceful voice with no bullshit today. Well, if you guys want to talk, Just Me Sunshine and Diana, I can find a way like when, Just Me Sunshine emails me and then I can get you guys in contact if you want that way because I trust both of you to talk to each other. You're both good eggs. So if she has to reinstall it and then you give me your ID or whatever that yours is, then she can chat with you that way. I would do another Discord, but it was not worth it. It turned into so much drama. Like, it was just like this person was mad at that person, and they were all texting me to tell me they were mad at that person in Discord, and then they'd separate and like have separate Discords that they told me about, but they left certain people out. It was so bad. So like so it's not just like the bad girls that do this. Like I think a lot of women in general, like they get their feelings hurt by something and then like, it's not their fault, we just were sensitive, so then they didn't wanna talk to this person, and, like, I was like, "Oh," it was just, like, nonsense. I'm not doing that again, like, it's just my lives and, you know, I can't do it. "Oh my gosh, she had her baby, so she sat on them the whole time. Oh, but only one survived. Oh, that's normal. I'm sorry, Luna, but that is normal. I don't know why. It's Joe just says it's nature, but it is sad." Oh. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Just Me Sunshine. Yeah, that's rough, especially when they're like your first chickens, you know? Like I've gotten used to it. Like we 6 years of it, you just get used to it and you just try not to bond with them because I bonded with these I had 4 ducks and they were so cute and they were like I think they were my first ducks. Um They were, like, teenage age, I guess, like, in duck years. So but they wandered out, like, none of them do that anymore. But for some reason because I think we didn't have the pendant area, like, that wasn't their home, so they now know, like, they go to the street they still do, but the ducks we have now, they'll eat all the way to the street like bugs, and then they turn around and come back. But for some reason, these just decided to wander off, and our neighbor was like, "Did you have 4 ducks?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh," I was crying. I'm like, I just gave them a bath in their baby bath pool. Joe said I was crying saying that. I was like, "Did. I had just given them, like, their bath like, let them splash around in the bath," and I was like, "No more ducks." So I told him no more ducks after that. Like, I was like, "I am not having any more ducks." But somehow we ended up with more ducks. I don't know how that happened. And things have been good. But, these little ones are gonna be, like just like the chickens are they're in a separate area from the other chickens because the big chickens peck at the little ones, um, I'm not letting the little ones of the chickens out until they're, like, I said almost full grown. Like, they have plenty of room in there, but they're not coming out till they're almost full grown, and they can, like, stand up for themselves to the little chicken I mean, to the big chickens. And then when it comes to the ducks, because we have 3 ducks and a goose, they follow all 4 of them are together as if they're all from the same species. So which they may be from the same, like, species, I forget what that is, where they have, like, all the different, like, categories, but they think they're all, like, the same, they're hilarious. But they follow Mr. Goose, like, he's, like, the boss. But I don't know how the little ones will interact with the big ones, so they'll be, like, mothered till, like, they're, same size too. 'Cause then you have to integrate them, and even if they're the same size and they get integrated and they weren't from the same, like, bunch, they fight. So, that's how I end this. Chickens and hens fight, and that's euphemism for women. Just, like, I wanna be the chicken that just stays out of all the nonsense, regardless of what, like, chirping's going on, you know? Oh, okay, one more, she should be start hatching them next week. Oh, nice. You're doing awesome, Luna. All right, you guys. I will talk to you soon. Like I said, I should have another live before the end of well, it is almost the end of the week. So maybe not. Maybe I won't see you guys for like a week or so, but if I can, I'll try to fit one in. If I'm feeling up to it, I'll do one tomorrow because Joe has off on Friday. We'll see how I feel. But thank you all for coming in and chatting. It was great. It was like so awesome to have everyone in here and like the OGs and Luna, who's not a total OG, but to me she's an OG. Like just all the awesome, sweet people that are compassionate and kind to each other. I really appreciate you guys. All right, love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.